Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. Today is Monarch Day, and you know what that means. We're going to be playing some Rush Monarchs, which is... I have mixed feelings. So on one hand, I don't really like Rush Monarchs, if I'm being completely honest. In the OCG, I looked at them, I went, this doesn't look super fun. I played against them a bunch, and I went, this doesn't look super fun. It was never really my cup of tea. Then they got a new structure deck in OCG that basically made them tier 0 or like 0 adjacent. They were very, very strong. They were either like the only deck being played, or it was like that and then decks that beat it primarily. Like it kind of took over the meta very briefly. Like it very much kind of evened out a bit, but for the time it was very, very powerful. And I never liked decks like that. I'm never really a huge fan of the decks that become like just best deck in game, nothing really competes. So that then put like another strike against it. But I did quite like Monarchs in TCG, so there is like some affection there, as well as I do think the skill that they've gotten in Duel Links is kind of cool. I do kind of like it. But that being said, we are going to go through. We're going to take a look at the new speed stuff because, well, when I take a look at the new speed stuff, we always like to go over the speed stuff when it comes out. That shouldn't take too long. Then we're going to jump into the Rush OCG stuff. We're going to talk all about that. Then we're going to be playing some Monarchs, which I am looking forward to. Now, tournament result-wise, Monarchs haven't been stellar, but it's still early days. It's still early days. But before we get into any of that, let's see what we have in the chat. We have BN Penguin. We are so back, boys. Welcome on, Penguin. We have Islet. Hi, mostly lurking again. Well, thanks for being here, Islet. We do appreciate it. We have Monosync with the number 3. We're doing exclamation mark Mono in the chat. Our resident Monarch. Welcome. We have Lost Memory. Let's count the lost streak today, guys. Let's go. I don't know how this deck is going to perform, if I'm being completely honest. I think we could just get a bunch of wins. I think if we run into like actual good decks, it could be a bit tricky. Obviously, we've just had a ranked reset, so we'll be in silver. So like, I don't know, maybe it'll be fine. I don't know. We'll see. We have Ursus in the chat. Hello, Ursus. Welcome. We have Hidden Bankai in the chat. Yo, guys, surely Monarch Day means Digimon. No, we're actually almost done with Digimon. I did want to catch up on that briefly. And that is, I am basically at the end of Digimon. So what I wanted to do is bang out the end on Sunday. I don't think that's going to be the case. I have a very, very busy week, to the point where I wasn't sure if I would be able to do this stream and the Thursday stream. But I am trying to just kind of force them, so we'll see what happens there. But I'm not really going to be able to play any tournaments this week, which really sucks, because it also means I can't play in Hikari's OCG tournament, which I really want to play in, but I just don't have time. There's too much other shit going on, unfortunately. So, because of that, I can't then just finish off Digimon on Sunday. So the plan is, next week Sunday, probably try and bash out Digimon then. Because like I say, we're right at the end. We've done like all the side content. We've got like some super boss stuff to do, I believe. I believe that's the direction it's in. I've tried not to like look stuff up. So we're kind of going in kind of blind as much as we can. So I think all we have to do is be a super boss. I don't know if there's going to be more super bosses, but I think I've unlocked like a super boss now. And then finish the story. So that should all be able to be taken care of in one stream. And we'll see if we can do that. If not, yeah, we'll see what happens. But then after that, our Sunday stream will be freed up to then play a different game. And I've got some Yu-Gi-Oh! Related stuff that I want to fill that slot with. So that's probably going to be the next thing that we do with that. But that's very interesting for me, because I'm happy to almost have finished that game after playing it for so long. You should make a counter for wins and losses. I could, but then I have to remember to keep updating it. That's the issue. That is the pain in the butt part. Monarchs. Hello, a human Portuguese dub fan. Welcome. Monarchs. I think you have like 8 bosses left. Yeah, I don't know exactly, right? I haven't, like I say, I haven't looked up what I have to do in the last bit. But I have unlocked a side mission called, it's something along the lines of like, let's fight the Royal Knights. So I think that's going to be like a super boss where I have to fight all of the Royal Knights. similar to how you have to fight all the Royal Knights in Cyber Sleuth. So I'm going to assume it's something like that, and I figured I'd save that for stream, and then just finish the game. Right, that's the plan. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But let's head over here and take a look at all the new stuff. So first things first, we got a new box. We got a new speed box. So for you speed fellows, this is probably very exciting. It is a mini box, which is, I don't know. So anyone here that plays speed either as their main game or plays it quite religiously, do you guys like minis? Would you rather have mains? Because on one hand, getting back-to-back main eats your gems or eats your cash, right? So like getting a mini is probably quite nice, but then you get the issue of you're going to have, I suppose for speed minis, it's exactly the same, right? So you'll only get one copy of each SR. So SRs are basically yours because they're just one-offs, which is also probably better. I can't see any negative of minis, except you get less stuff, right? But I don't know. I didn't have to fight them. You can just choose to not fight them and still complete the quest. I mean, I still want to fight them though, right? I like doing like optional super bosses. I'll at least give it a go. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I'll at least give it a go. What's a mini? Where's the deck build? Yeah. Rush is in a weird spot, but I'm sure we'll get out the other side. We'll get out the other side. But yeah, I wanted to take a look at some of this. So we have Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal. So again, I haven't seen most of Zexal. I don't remember if this card is in Zexal or if this is like a, you know, like a retrain to go back to the Zexal stuff or whatever. I have no idea. But this is when a dragon exceeds monster declares an attack. Attach this card on the field to it as material. You can only use each effect of Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Primal once per turn. If a dragon exceeds monsters on the field, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, its owner adds a Tachyon spell check from their deck to the hand. I mean, it seems really good. It seems good. It's not from the anime? Okay. Because I've watched the Mizar. Is it Mizar or Mizar? I always get them confused. I'm going to say Mizar because it sounds better, but I'm pretty sure people actually pronounce it like Mizar or closer to Mizar. Sorry, so when the Mizar versus Kite duel on the moon, I watched that duel, but it was so long ago, I can't remember if this card was in it. But according to Apple, it was not, so we're going to assume Apple knows what it's talking about. Hello, Apple, by the way. Welcome. Hello, Gunkan Suship Shari as well. There's a few cards missing, but it's a pretty good box. Mini boxes exist. Crazy. I thought they were a myth. Modern support. Yeah, I assume this was modern support based on how it, like, read. It's legacy support. Mizael had so much aura when he appeared in Zexal. I assume Mizael, again, is Mizar's Japanese name. The issue is as well, sometimes, I suppose it doesn't really matter, but like, when you go back and look at the sub, usually they'll update the names to the English names, which makes it confusing as well. So Rank Up Magic, the 7th one, I mean, this card is written absolutely everywhere on all of the skills, so we don't really have to read that. And then Silent on a Rock, everyone should know this card. This card is kind of, I don't want to say this card is busted, but when this card first came out, this was very, 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 very strong. This was basically you know, you're playing a rank 4 deck, which most decks had the ability to make rank 4s, you would play this card. So, absolutely crazy. Just yoink one of your opponent's things. 2014 Go, exactly. But then, the interesting thing for me is, we're getting the punk stuff as SRs. Now, don't forget, in a mini, SRs don't really mean anything. They're basically just URs. So, it's just, I don't know, they have a slightly less prestige from being an SR instead of a UR. Because in a main box, being an SR means you get double copies, which means it's more free-to-play friendly. In a mini box, that doesn't really matter, because everything in here is basically quote-unquote free-to-play friendly, assuming everything is like locked into just here. But there is a lot of cool stuff in here, right? We've got 7th Tachyon, we got some of the new Shark stuff, Divine Golden Shadow Dragon Dragluxion. I don't think I've ever read this card before. So 2 level 8s, if this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you can add 1 Galaxy or Tachyon card from your deck to your hand. Let's check that's correct. Yeah, it's okay. From your deck to your hand. Okay, that seems pretty good. You could attach 2 materials from this card, special summon a rank 8 Dragon Xyz monster with 3000 attack from your extra deck by using this card you control as material. Then you could attach 1 Galaxy monster from your extra deck to it as an additional material. This definitely reads like Legacy support. This 100% reads like legacy support, so I'm going to assume that's what this is. I'm surprised they only added Rising Carp and not the new Xyz for Punk. So I don't know... Like, I don't play Punk, so I've read the cards, and I've read the skill, and it all looks really cool. Like, it looks like it's going to be a really fun deck, but I don't know, like, what the new stuff is. I don't know what the old stuff is. So for me, it's just all stuff. And then Psychic King Punisher is here. Everyone should remember Pep. Pep is... I say remember. It's not even that long ago that Pep was kind of meta-relevant. But yeah. Either way, this is a cool box. I don't know if I'm going to go into this on my speed account because we just blew everything on Despia. Or branded, I suppose. So I don't know if we're going into this box on the speed account. I do like these decks. I like Battling Boxers. I like Tachyon. I like the look of Punk. So, like, there's a lot of stuff in here that is, like, interesting to me. Because the last box we passed up on was the Beat Trooper box. Dragaxion is a reference to Myzel's Mytherian Dragon. I don't know who Mytherian Dragon is. Again, you gotta remember, I haven't, like, I watched the odd few duels years ago. That is as much Zexal as I've seen. So, like, story-wise and context-wise, things are just gonna go over my head. Why Konami not named the card simply as Yellow Dragon? What's going on with that long name? What do you mean? It's gold, at the very least. They got gold in the name. That's yellow. The latest Punk card is Rising Scale. It was released with a Punk rank 8 that draws 1 and is a monster negate. Oh, that sounds good. Is that the Fusion monster? Is that the one we don't have? No, we have the Fusion. So we have the Fusion, which is really important, right? Which one was the negate? Was it one of the Synchros? Or was it the Xyz? I think it was the Xyz, right? So we don't have the Xyz monster. Ah, not the new Xyz. Yeah, Apple did specifically say about that. He did specifically say about that. The latest Punk card's Rising Scale. It's set. Card says it's divine, but it's light. WTF Konami. I know. They're so incompetent, guys. They're so incompetent. It's ridiculous. They can't even get something like that right. It's called Jam Fever. It's not in the game yet, but one of these days. I guess they like the idea of like releasing support for it later rather than just dropping it all at the same time. But it is a little bit sad. But yeah, I think the Punk cards look cool. But again, I don't know exactly what like their turn 1 is going to look like. Because when I was looking through their cards, I was assuming they were going to get the Xyz, which meant they were going to get a negate. And I was like, okay, I mean, this seems pretty good. And now they're not getting that. And now it's like, eh. Mytherian numbers unlock the true memories of Baryons uncorrupted by Don Thousand. See, now you're getting too over my head. This is going too over my head. We're still in Vrains, right? That's where we're at now. We're going to finish Vrains. When Vrains is done, we're then going to hop over to the Zexal, and then we're going to watch Zexal. That is the plan. That is the plan. I have heard, by the way, that Zexal is actually incredible, right? I've heard some people say that the Baryon arc in Zexal is like some of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever. And to be honest, I really like Vrains. I really like Vrains. I really like it. I do not think it is one of my favorite series so far. I don't know if it's going to get better, but of what I've seen so far of Vrains, which is like 70 episodes, I would say I like this. Oh, where do I even rank it? The thing is, I like all Yu-Gi-Oh! So, like, for me, when I rank them, it's not like, oh, which one's a 1 out of 10 and which one's a 10 out of 10. It's like, what is a 9.5 and what is a 10 out of 10, right? That's kind of how I like them all. I don't dislike any of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. Like, I know a lot of people don't like Arc 5. I like Arc 5, right? So, again, I haven't finished it, but with my current impression of Vrains, I think Vrains might be my least favorite series out of all of them. And again, I don't say that to like shit on Vrains because I still really like it. But it's still at the very minimum like a 9 out of 10 for me. But I think I prefer I think back to GX and I'm like, GX has a lot of bad, but GX also has a lot of good and a lot of nostalgia. I love GX. 5Ds, like the story in 5Ds is incredible. Like I love the story of 5Ds. 5Ds has the issue of I don't really like turbo duels. So that's the only thing I don't really like about 5Ds. And that kind of drops it down for me a little bit. Arc 5, again, I really like Arc 5. I really like a lot of the characters in Arc 5. I really like a lot of the duels in Arc 5. Not the biggest fan of action duels. Not the biggest fan of action duels, if I'm being honest. And then, like, DM is DM. I love DM. I'm always going to love DM. And then, it's hard to rate 7s and Go Rush, because they're kind of in their own little bubble. Thank you for the follow, Zayzay. Do appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Right, let's try and catch up. Reverse 7's Monster Reborn. Also, like, it gives memories. I see. Okay, then I know Zexal's second part is peak Revolver carry. Revolver? So, right, we're quite deep now, or I guess we're a bit into Season 2 of Reigns. That's where we're at right now. The second season has been carried so far by Soulburner just being kind of cool. And then Revolver, like, right as I was getting kind of bored, Revolver showed up again, and I was like, he's back. He's back, baby. Everything's fun again. Everything's interesting. The bullets are back. And I was like, this is great. It's good again. It's peak again. That's all it took. But, like, whenever Revolver isn't on screen, I'm like, Soulburner, please, you have to carry the show. Playmaker is so boring, and Blue Girl doesn't do anything. So it's like, I don't know, man. Hello, Hush Puppy, your kid. That's an interesting name. Welcome. Without knowing what this skill allows for, Punk Endboard probably quick synchro for the 12, bounce the board back. Right, we are in an ad break, so we'll just let the ads tick away real quick. Three, two, one. Welcome back from the edges, everyone that was hit with the edges. Right, we'll try and catch up. Quick synchro into the 12, bounce the board. The thing is bouncing the board enough? I feel like you'd probably need to have some trap cards with it. And that's fine. I don't know if it's enough, though. By the 7th duel or something, I was getting pretty tired of Bowman. Yeah, Bowman's deck is simultaneously interesting because I'm like, where are we going to go next? And at the same time, kind of mid, it's just like attribute changing and then bonus effects. And I'm like, Zexal is the first series I watched in DVD. DM and GX only read the manga. Well, GX is radically different between the manga and the TV show. Whereas DM is basically identical. So very different depending on which one you're watching or reading. Reigns has good duels for the actual actions taken, but it's air outside of that. I think some of the duels are really good. Almost all of the speed duels, I'm kind of like, meh. I feel like, as well, a lot of the time they play the same deck, right? They use the same decks in speed duels that they use in the master duels. But they do big complicated combos in the master duels, and then you'll watch them do a speed duel, and it'll be like, yeah, I'm just going to like set one monster and pass. And I'm like, I watched you do a big combo with the same deck. Why are you just like suddenly got like a really garbage hand now that we're doing a turbo duel or a speed duel? It's weird to me. I heard Digimon who said Digimon. I mean, we were talking about Digimon earlier. Hello, Victor, by the way. Now screw Soulburner. Soulburner, you got to remember, right? Playmaker is the wettest, soggiest blanket in the entire world. I don't know how to tell you this, guys. He's not a very good main character. He has almost no personality. He replaces his personality with doing big Cyburst combos and pointing out things in groups of 3. He's very boring. And I don't like him. I don't like his deck. I don't like his personality. So Soulburner came in. I'm like, this guy has a personality. This guy has a bit of charisma. I was like, this guy is a breath of fresh air by comparison. So I really like him personally. Revolver, the best Kaiba ever. Ooh. I think Kaiba is probably the best Kaiba ever, because Kaiba is like cartoonishly over the top. And that makes him memorable. I feel like a lot of the other rival characters haven't done that. Revolver is cool because he is super serious, but all in on it, right? He's kind of similar to Akaba Reiji, except Reiji, I feel like, didn't get enough screen time and didn't really have as much chemistry with the protag, whereas Revolver has a lot more screen time and has a lot more chemistry with Playmaker, so I think it works quite well. She never will. Rip Blue Girl. I gotta go see Tomato. Thanks for stopping by, Victor. I hated that it never got printed. I like most of Bowen's Arc duels. Legate Lenius Wen Konami. A flame carried Soul Burner, so worse you say. Chaz is the GOAT rival. What the hell? Everyone, Reiji was on screen. I was on edge. I don't know. Reiji, I felt like... I liked his deck. I think his design was really boring. And he kind of... They wrote him as a guy who kind of knew everything, but would never tell anyone anything. And that was just very frustrating. And I was like, do something. Just help, like, talk to your people. do the thing. I don't know. Chaz is my favorite GX character. I love Chaz. But Chaz, again, is written in such a weird way. I like manga Chaz a lot more than anime Chaz, but I still like anime Chaz. But anime Chaz is such a weird place. He keeps swapping his deck constantly. His deck kind of evolves, but it kind of gets worse in a lot of ways. I think some of the best episodes in GX, though, are Chaz episodes, so he's got that going for him. I'm just saying Reiji was best duelist in show. Reiji was one of the strongest duelists, for sure. But I don't know if he was one of the strongest characters, right? In terms of, like, did he win a bunch of duels? Yeah. In terms of, did he make all of his duels look awesome? Absolutely. Absolutely. But, we are getting a little bit, off track. This box is, I don't know, it's fine. I think, more importantly, people are really excited for Nash. And maybe these two. So again, haven't seen Zexal, right? I'm a filthy fake Yu-Gi-Oh fan, right? These cards mean actually nothing to me. Now, they have Nash in their name. I'm going to assume that's relevant. I'm going to assume that is important. But I don't know anything about Nash. I know that Shark becomes Nash, or Shark is Nash. Shark is a Baryon, and his Baryon form is called Nash. Something along those lines is, like, some of what I've just said is true. I'm going to assume these are his big bad boss monsters. And that's about all I know. That is everything I know about this. Akaba Reiji is the GOAT of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ooh, I don't know if I'd go that hard. Again, I don't dislike Reiji. I think Reiji is fine. He gets the job done. But he's a bad rival because he barely has any interaction with Yuya that's actually meaningful. Mostly it's just him telling Yuya what to do because he's kind of Yuya's boss. He's not like a rival, he's not like a friend, he's just kind of like telling him what to do. They barely duel in the entire series. But DDD is a sick deck. And I think you could give that to any character and it would be awesome. Nash the GOAT, the legacy support, the GOAT of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Revolver. Ooh, Revolver is the GOAT of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ooh, how do I feel about that? Revolver hard carries Vrains. Absolutely. He absolutely carries it. But does that mean... like, does he shine a lot brighter because he is in a sea of mud? Or... is he just that good that he elevates it? I think he is... I don't know. I keep thinking back to his duels against Playmaker at the end of Season 1. And his duel against Go. And I think both of those are probably the best two duels in Vrains. And arguably two of the better duels across Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole. I think we can give Revolver a pat on the back as being one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters of all time. I think we could do that. Bro is like, he steals the show. He's so charismatic. He has like an actual, like, tangible reason for everything he's doing. And that kind of gets you on his side as well. I don't know. I think he's really good. And he He rules the Knights of Hanoi as well, which even though, like, most of them are kind of, like, nameless dum-dums we don't really care about, you got people like Spectre, and I think Spectre is arguably the second or third best character on that show. So... Hey, Sora Mia, welcome on in. Hello. Don't worry, I saw Zexal, and I still see these as the best XCs to make with K9. I haven't really looked at K9. K9 is something that came out after I'd kind of stopped paying attention to TCG, so I don't really know anything about the K9 cards. I saw them a little bit when I was like looking at Genesis, but that was kind of it. Arkaba and Jack Atlas, some of the top tier duelists. Oh, Jack Atlas as well. I love Jack Atlas because he is unapologetically so far up his own arse. And I love that. Like, he is like, I am the king. I am the best. Even if you're better than me, I will be better than you. Right? That is Jack Atlas, like, through and through. And I love that. I also love the way he duels, where it's like, I am going to summon Red Dragon Archfiend 100 times. And I'm going to protect it from being destroyed. I'm going to bring it back if I need to, if it gets sent to the graveyard. I'm going to revive it. I'm going to give it all the protection. He basically makes RDA like a towers. And then he just like converts it into other forms of RDA. And I love that so much. I love the way that he duels. It's so good. Can't wait for Don 1000. Surely the skill will just be IC 1000 Turbo Pass. I mean, I don't know what any of that means, so maybe. Hey, did I only miss some speed stuff? Hello, Corey. Yeah, we've only talked about speed stuff. We've spoken a little bit about anime. We're kind of on an anime tangent right now, as we do. Every time he was on screen, he was cool. I mean, that's fair. Also, DDD best deck. I played the shit out of the deck since release. Learn every single combo and try new stuff with every single release card. So, I dropped off Yu-Gi-Oh! After 5Ds. I got back into it pretty much like the end of Zexal / like early Arc 5. I remember watching Arc 5 and then I was like, I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. And one of the first decks I picked up Fluffle, I picked up DDD, I picked up Super Heavy Samurai. Those were like the 3 decks that I really... Oh, I picked up Madolche as well. Those were like the 4 decks I really enjoyed playing. And when I just picked up the DDD deck and was just like doing combos, I was like, this feels great. Like, you just... Again, it was very unoptimized, right? It was a very casual DDD deck, right? But just going through the lines and being like, all right, I'm going to summon a Fusion. Then I'm going to summon a Synchro. And now an Xyz. And then I'm going to just keep going and going and going. And I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. I love this. This is fun. So, like, I personally am a massive fan of DDD. Massive fan of DDD. He threw a duel just because he felt like it. Exactly. Spectre is sick too. Yeah, Spectre is GOAT as well. Soulburner is the best character ever. All you gotta do is wait to see my point. Again, we're like 70 episodes in, and he is the best character in the show. For me, it used to be Go. I really liked Go, but Go in the current season, he's become a bit of a loser, and he's swapped deck to Dino Wrestlers. And like, I'm a dinosaur guy. I like dinosaurs, but Dino Wrestlers are cringe. I don't know how better to say that, man. Like, Gokis were awesome. Dino Wrestlers is just lame. I don't know what I'm sorry, they just are. I remember Jack in Arc 5 has all the Crimson Dragon in lore. Double tuning moment to speak. Oh yeah. Jack playing EDH in Yu-Gi-Oh! I love Jack, but he gets a bit meh after Rex Godwin's defeat. That's fair. Although I do like him in Arc 5. I really do like him in Arc 5. True DDD best deck. Siet. Arc Part 2. Arc 5, Part 2. Insane. Oh, we're talking about... I'm going to assume we're talking about Vrains. But I don't know though. Unless it's Arc V Part 2. In which case, I don't know where that Part 2 cutoff is. Unless we're talking about the Synchro arc. In which case, I have a lot of problems with the Synchro arc in general. But I do like the end of the Synchro arc. DDD, Raid Raptors, and Fluffle. Am I getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks after a longer break? Yeah. Yeah, I never really gotten on with Raid Raptors. Raid Raptors, I've always like I like Shun, or Shay, depending if you're English or Japanese. But I don't really like Raid Raptors. Like, the deck itself has never appealed to me that much. Especially because if you play the deck, like, physically, you kind of need, what is it Force Strix? Or Owl? You need the Owl, right? You kind of just need the Owl to do most of the plays, because a lot of the other cards are all, like, you need 3 level 4 monsters, and the Owl, I think, was the only one where you could make it with 2. So I remember at the time it being like a pain in the ass to try and build. The next year, Stage 2 began at the same time as Stage 2 DC Cup in Master Duel. A lot of JP players had been complained about it. What is your thought? As someone that doesn't play Master Duel anymore, I don't really care. At the same time, if there are people that do play both and want to play both competitively, yeah, that sucks. That's not good, right? Because now you basically have to pick one. Assuming that they both work in the same way, because I haven't played Master Duel in ages at this point. And you have to play... Because, like, for Rush, you just need that weekend, right? So if the weekends where you have to try hard are at the same time, that sucks. If it's not that, I don't think it matters too much, personally, but... Bro swapped from tier 1 to tier 69. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they did. I don't know why they had to swap his deck. And then they gave his deck to, like, the nameless goons that are just with him. And I'm like, now I care more about the nameless guy with a pink afro than I do about Go. And that makes me sad. When do we have the next Vrain's watch-along? It'll be tomorrow. And what episode are we on? I think we're on 71. I mean, I could check. I can check right now. We have the technology. We are on... Yeah, we've just watched 70. So we'll be starting with 71 and going up to 76. So that should be the plan. That should be the plan. They done Go so dirty. I know where his story goes, right? Because it's unavoidable to have some spoilers. I know stuff happens to him, and I'm not looking forward to that, but they've kind of already murdered his character a bit, so I don't think it matters too much. Raid Raptors are my second favorite deck of all time. I got the cards IRL and got them on speed and Master Duel. Who doesn't love big chicken towers? I think towers are kind of boring, and I don't like the whole Raid Raptor thing of... Because a lot of the Raid Raptors are kind of like, all right, I'm going to blow up my opponent's entire board and then, like, burn them for a bunch. Or at least that's the ones I remember. Because there aren't that many that gain a load of attack. Like, there are some, right? Some of the bigger ones get, like, massive attack. They either, like, oh, gain attack equal to something, something. Or I think the big gold yellow one, I think just has, like, a crap ton of attack. But again, I've never just been interested in the deck that much. We need new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime as soon as possible. I would love to get new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Whether it was Rush or Speed, it doesn't matter to me. I think I would rather have Rush, but I might be a little bit biased, guys. I might be a smidge biased as a Rush content creator. I think, you know, we can maybe say that without having too much controversy. I play DDD in Master Duel. Nice, nice. Yeah, I remember playing against Josh when there was an event at Gamescom and the Yu-Gi-Oh! Booth. Duel against the champ. He effed me up with some invoked Shadow, but Ultimate Falcon had some problems. Nice, nice. Hello, Baj! Welcome, welcome on in. It doesn't go anywhere, trust me. Are you going to play any of the new decks? What new decks are we referring to? When we say any of the new decks, are we talking about... The issue is we go on tangents so much that I lose track of, like, what the conversation even is sometimes. Tomato, what was your favorite display of Yu-Gi-Oh! Skill in anime? Oh, that is a weird question. If we're talking about what my favorite, like, duels are in the show... Ooh. Alright, I will always love Shun versus Sora. I think that is one of my favorite duels of all time. It is peak in absolutely every single way. Am I going to play the new speed decks? I've been going back and forth on it. I might go into this box to get Punk, but I don't know if I have the gem reserves to do so. Because the option is, drop down to 0 gems, get most of this. I could probably finish the whole box, realistically. But then be at 0, so if the next box comes out with something I want, I then can't get it. Or I just hoard, and then wait until my gems are going to expire and go like that. Sora versus Shin, one of the best duels ever, yeah. Character is so good. Yeah, I really like Shin so much. Revolver's God board was pretty good. I liked Revolver versus Playmaker. I think Revolver's half of that duel was pretty good. Playmaker, I don't know. Like, his whole thing was just like, I'm going to summon all of the guys that I'd gotten from the Storm throughout the series, and then I'm going to, like, absolutely sack the ever-living crap out of Revolver. So I don't know if I like that duel overall as like one of my favorite duels of all times. Because the other thing is, there was emotion behind that duel, in that Revolver is trying to wipe away like the sins of his father, and Playmaker is like, he can't lose because that will cause like mental damage or something, because he's basically like had it hardwired into him that he's not allowed to lose. And obviously if he does lose, then I will get destroyed. But he doesn't seem to like, he cares about I, but like not enough, I feel. Like it's a weird relationship they've kind of got. So like there were stakes in that duel, but you don't feel the stakes, right? I was like, yeah, both people want to win. Both people have a good reason to win. But I'm not feeling that emotion in the duel. Whereas in like Shun versus Sora, it felt like they hated each other. And I was like, oh, where are we going to go with this? Like Shun is like ready to like go scorched earth on Sora. And Sora is loving it. He is just like having a great time. He's like, I'm just going to kill you for fun. It's going to be a good time. And I'm just all about that. It was so good. It was so good. Revolver versus Soulburner. I haven't seen that yet, so I can't talk about it. I would imagine a Revolver Soulburner duel being really good, but I haven't seen it. Best duel in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise. People is not ready for this conversation. Again, I don't have an opinion on that. The final Duel of Reigns is also pretty great overall. Please, other people don't spoil. Revolver should have been pro tag. Yugi versus Brainwashed Joey is the best duel still. Yugi versus Brainwashed Joey. I don't know about that. That duel has weird caveats all over it, right? Like, Joey's deck is full of just, like, random spell cards that aren't very good, and then some that are good. Like, I think he gets, like, Regeki. He gets, like, Hinotama and, like, Meteor of Destruction, just some random burn stuff. It's like, I don't know, man. A lot of it is kinda... It's kinda eh. In terms of my favorite duels from DM, I mean, for me, it is just Kaiba versus Yugi Battle City Finals. I'm sorry, that duel is peak. That duel is so good. It's not perfect, it has flaws, but no duel in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise is perfect. For me, that one is so good. Like, it's such a good duel. It's got everything I want from a duel. So much back and forth. I especially like it because the rules don't really make sense. Because Battle City, the rules just don't really make sense. And I love that. There's a point in that duel where I think Yugi uses Change of Heart as a quick play spell, because that's just something you can do in Battle City. And I love all of that. You watch it again and you're like, that's not how that should work. Let's try and catch up with chat. Sora slowly going more and more crazy. Yeah, I love that so much. I actually hate what they did with Sora. Tomato, there's two different duels. Marek is the incarnation of evil. He plays Burn. I mean, yeah. Wait, we're talking about... Let me catch up. Yugi versus Brainwashed Joey. Yeah, that is the duel where he has all the Burn cards. That's not two different duels. See, Joey's only brainwashed once, right? I'm trying to remember now. And add that title to my source, anime battle conversation. I mean, yeah, it's always going to happen. It's always going to happen. And Marek is the incarnation of evil. I mean, yeah, Marek's deck is just like a stall burn deck. That's all he plays. It's not particularly interesting, unfortunately. He's stalling the Monarch bricks. I mean, we'll get there. We'll always get there. We've got like another 2 hours before we have to worry about it, right? With that being said, we also got this guy. Number 38, Hope Harbinger, Dragon, Titanic, Galaxy. Which is cool. Once per turn, when a spell card, effect, or effect is activated on the field, quick effect, you can hit the activation. If you do, attach that target to this card as material. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can attach your material, change the attack target to this, and perform damage calculation. If a face of Xyz monster you control is destroyed by battle, or card effect, you can target one face of Xyz monster you control. It gains attack equal to one of those destroyed monsters' original attack. This card is good. It's just a good card. I don't know how useful this is going to be in Duel Links in the current meta, but this is definitely good in a vacuum. I was talking about Revolver versus Soulburner. Well, if there's 2 different duels, I haven't seen one of them, so how am I supposed to know? When we go narrative-wise and all, I also love the Yuhi, Yuamu, Udius, Yuga season finale duel. That's a weird duel. I don't necessarily dislike it, but it's a weird duel, right? There's a lot of strangeness going on. So it's not quite as easy for me to just like, bam, I like, or bam, I don't like that duel. I think I'd have to re-watch it to get a good feel for it. Because there's the time shenanigans going on, then there's like the fusion shenanigans going on, there's like a lot of ass pulls, it feels like. So like, it's a weird one for me. It's definitely a weird one for me. I love to see a number that only appears in manga. I mean, that's fair. I don't think anyone is going for Titanic when Dragluxion exists now. I mean, is Dragluxion limited, though? Can't you just make both? Or have both? Isn't this, though... Aren't these different? Like, this is an extender slash, like, you keep going to make plays. Whereas this is part of the end board, right? So don't they serve different purposes? Or is it like you're physically not going to be able to get enough material to make both? And you'd always want to keep extending with Dragluxion to get to a better end board. Unless your deck is rank 8 based. I mean, that's fair as well. But if you're playing like the Galaxy slash Tachyon deck, it's going to be a level 8 based deck, right? Go Rush slightly better. I think 7s has the worst duels overall. Go Rush slightly better. Ooh. Alright, so there is some caveats there, I think. 7s is from a simpler time in the anime's lifespan. Or the card games, like Rush's lifespan. Which means there are less combos to be had. But because of that, there is a chance to have more, like, dialogue between the characters. But instead, they just rush through all the duels, which I don't really like. So I think I agree. But I do like some of the 7's characters quite a lot still, even though they don't get like as fleshed out as you would like them to. I think Rush has the worst duels overall. Go Rush is slightly BS. Hello, Kim friend. Slightly BS. What does slightly BS mean? Isn't that card ultra banned? No, Dragluxion is part of the Tachyon package now. Any deck that can summon a rank 8 can end on Tachyon Transmigration. Let's look that up quick. Tachyon. So you end on... Why is this so... There we go. Alright, it's this one. Yeah, the Omni Negate. Of course it's the Omni Negate. But then... Can't you do something with the body afterwards? Like, do you have to go into this and then leave it on the board? Or can't you get rid of it and make room to make something else? Or is that just not possible? Yuhi versus Asaka is the best comedy slash gimmick duel. I don't even remember that duel, to be honest. So I couldn't tell you. Better autocorrect Motomi. Strongest trap ever. I mean, the trap card, the Tachyon Transmigration, was problematic, right? This created... While not long after Rush came out, I think, actually. Not long after Rush was introduced into Duel Links, did this become like a tier 0 deck. It becomes Tachyon. Wear UTS dress as the monsters. Oh, that one. Where like the dual disc is malfunctioning. Is it that one? Because he had no dual disc. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because there was also a duel, I remember, where the dual disc breaks and he's only got 2 zones. And he has to just play under those restrictions. And it was like, oh, this is interesting. But I always like weird duels. Like in DM, some of my favorite duels were Duke Devlin versus Joey. Because they had to open booster packs and just basically, you know, play sealed. I liked the Labyrinth duel against the Paradox Brothers. Because again, it's just weird, right? You get to you guys have to walk through a labyrinth. We're playing like a turn grid-based game now. I think that was really cool. I really liked the Battle City Finals 4-way duel to decide who's going to duel against who. Like, I like all the weird duels, right? Where the rules are just kind of made up and we're just, like, having some strangeness happening. 2 zones is a Rovian duel. Well, there you go. That's the one, then. By the way, I don't know if you saw my ping on UTS, but yesterday I changed 400 Chronicle chips and got 2 more Rainbow Borders. I'm just this good. Damn, son. I mean, I still have so many things to try and get with my Chronicle chips. I'm basically going after... So Rainbow Border is obviously a really nice one. I like Gold Border. Black Border I think is actually quite nice, but it's very easy to get, so that one's kind of whatever. The ones I'm actually chasing are the, like, surface effects. So I like the, what is it, the Droplet, Gust, Luminous, Tenebra, Blaze, I think it's called. I like all of those ones. They're the ones I'm trying to get a hold of. Because I think some of those will look really nice on some specific cards. Alright. Next up, we'll take a look at here. So, new ranked ticket rewards. I've never seen this card before. I do not know what this is. So I'm going to read this. So, Juraishin the Cursed Thunder God is a Psychic Synchro, level 11. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect, gain 300 life points immediately after it resolves. So this is Reverse Taxman. Okay. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can pay 1500 life points and tribute this card to activate one of these effects. Destroy all face-down... or face-up monsters your opponent controls. Destroy all face-up spell and traps your opponent controls. You can only use this effect if Jura the Cursed Thunder Deity once per turn. I mean, that seems pretty good. Stone is shit. I think Stone looks okay on some cards, but for the most part, yes. I pretty much agree. And then we got Structure Force. Structure Force is... it exists. It's neat. I don't think this card is crazy. I don't think the protection effect matters that much. And the attack gain is nice, but nothing insane. That's kind of my thoughts on this card. I think this card is fine. I don't think this is going to be an auto-include in all chicken decks. But I do think it is an option, right? And the weird issue you have with it as well is you want to use this because this now lets you get over your opponent's maximum in the mirror. But if your opponent also has this, you go back to, okay, we're just tied again. So, like, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. And then we get some of the best cards ever. So, Red Eyes Darkness Dragon. Everyone should remember this. This was released in the Red Eye Structure deck back in the day. This was also played by Atticus when he's being controlled by... what was his name? Shadow? Nightmare? Night Shroud? Night Shroud. I think it was Night Shroud. In English, at the very least. But yeah, that. We got Empress's Staff. Incredible. We have Niwatori. This card was famous when it was used in the anime to allow our main characters to cross the desert in the virtual world. Crazy. It's insane. I know. It's wild. And then Kurama is also here. I'm not sure why we care about these, but they're here now. And then we have just some reward stuff. That doesn't really matter. Pyro saved. I mean, Chicken has been doing okay. Like, if we go and take a look at the results, it's not awful, right? So, again, it doesn't really fit in. But Vocalize Phoenix, Vocalize Phoenix, Vocalize Phoenix, Vocalize Phoenix, Vocalize Phoenix. That has a top 4 finish, which is something. Oh, we should probably sort this out a little bit, actually. So I'll go top 8 wins top 4. And then if we come down here. So Music Princess and High Tech are kind of jostling for top spot. Aqua has not been seeing as much play. We've also seemed to hit the same thing that happened a couple boxes ago, which is everyone just kind of stopped playing Heroes. I don't think Heroes is like in a bad spot or anything. It's just everyone just kind of stopped playing it, which is always a bit weird. But then, yeah, Gradius and Sevens. Oh, what? Is Vocalize Phoenix not on here? Why is Vocalize Phoenix not on here? Am I stupid? I'll answer that question. I spelt it wrong, probably, then. Yeah, we spelt it wrong. Bam. There it is. It's on the board. It's back. And that music stopped. We'll fix that as well. Hey, Dwan. Welcome, welcome. The fact that High Tech get to make them go up so much, they didn't really get anything, to be honest. What happened was, this happened. Yuichiro got second, and then everyone just started copying it. And then they realized that the deck's actually not bad. That's literally all that happened. Oh, what did Dwan win? Was it the Meta Weekly yesterday or something? I can't keep up with all the speed stuff, unfortunately. But congratulations on winning whatever you won, Dwan. Ah, Starry Cup. Right. But hello, Big Man Neo as well. Welcome on in. But yeah, I mean, again, we're still early days, but, you know, Volcalized Phoenix has a top. Now, the one troubling thing here is across these 3 tournaments, in top 8s, we have had a grand total of 2 Monarchs. So you could chalk that down to Monarch being less popular, and I think that is fair, but we really want to see a Monarch get top 4. That's kind of what we're hoping for. So until that happens, we're in a bit of a weird spot, right? All right, what we are going to do is go ahead and drop the desk down. It's getting warm, and I'd like to sit down. Move my chair over. Just having Pog is enough for high-tech to enter the tier list. I think it's a little bit more than that. Like, the deck is just kind of high roll. So if the deck does just draw what it needs, it does feel quite strong. It's just how often is it going to draw what it needs, right? But with that said and done, I think it's time we go and talk about the Rush OCG stuff. So first things first, we're getting Jar of Greed. Jar of Greed, not exactly the most exciting card, if we're being completely honest. I was going to get top 4 Trust, then that happened. Yeah, but until we can actually do it, until we're officially in top 4, it doesn't count, right? Cool, next. So, Jar of Greed is interesting, because everyone knows it's going to be bad, right? Everyone knows, Konami knows. So, there's a question of why would you even bother releasing it? So my theory is they're going to release some support cards for it. So they'll have a load of cards which, you know, if you have Jar of Greed in your graveyard, do a thing, right? So it'll be interesting to see if we actually get some of that stuff. Giant Tortoise of Greed in Shambles? Exactly. Giant Tortoise of Greed is just awful now. Like, who would even play that card? But I am interested to see where this goes. Then we have Remember the Past with the new Moonforce support. So I am quite excited for Moonforce. I just want the deck to be consistent overall. How's my favorite tomato? Hello, Darth Victor. Welcome. I'm doing pretty good. So we have Moonforce Refet. So if there are 4 or less monsters in your graveyard, which again is quite normal for this deck, you want to keep your graveyard empty for a lot of the different effects, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Then, if there are 5 or more monsters in your opponent's graveyard, and you have not drawn during this main phase, you can draw 2 cards. So we're milling stuff into the graveyard, we have to make sure our opponent has cards in their graveyard, and we get to draw 2. So that's very, very good effect. After this effect is activated, you cannot activate the effects of non-Earth Galaxy monsters until the end of this turn. So it just locks you into Moonforce, effectively. And because it's until the end of this turn, and it's after this effect is activated, it means you can play this with other Galaxy or with other monsters that aren't part of this Earth Galaxy. But you have to choose when you use it correctly, right? So this has a little bit of skill expression, which I think is like actually pretty cool. I'm doing okay, just really tired. Well, hopefully you can wake up a little bit. Most exciting stuff and deck with the most potential in the box is Fish, already only with a few cards, which is funny just because the other 2 decks contradict their own playstyle so much. I kind of feel like the Moonforce stuff is like, it's almost there. It's almost there. I just want more ways to empty the graveyard, put stuff into the graveyard because you want to fill it and then you want to empty it effectively. And I want a way to get back the ritual spell from the graveyard. Because for the most part, the way that Rush OCG works, you know, not all the time, but the majority of decks, is you turbo mill into the graveyard because there's always value in milling. And then you toolbox your graveyard. So you have cards that say, get this back for the graveyard, get this back for the graveyard, I'll get this back for the graveyard, I'll shuffle these back into the deck so I can draw into them later, etc, etc. But this deck doesn't really do that. So it's in a bit of a weird spot. So then we have Memory of Sunlit. So if you have not activated this card this turn, excavate the top 6 cards of your deck and reveal them. Now 6 is nicer than like 4. But still, this can whiff, and that's always a bit yikes. You can choose one level 5 or lower Earth Galaxy monster among them and special summon it to your field face up. Place the other remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. For the rest of this turn, you cannot attack with monsters except Earth Galaxy. So this card, I don't know. It's a weird one. I don't know how good this is going to be. Because you can just miss, and all you're doing is replacing this with a different Moonforce low-level monster. Which, like, is okay. But, like, if you think about, like, Power Capsule Red, you at least have a chance to plus off of that, right? But this doesn't give you the option, so it's a bit weird. All Moonforce and Monuments cards should be announced. Well, right, so we have all of them that are announced for this set. But there's a chance that we get the odd few cards in the next set as well, in the same way they did for Doom Blaze Fiends, where we got a sudden wave of support, and we went, this is like okay, but it's not great. And then we got another wave of support immediately the box afterwards, and then we went, actually, this kind of fixes some of the problems, and this is now kind of playable, right? So, like, the hope is that we'll get more support for this in the next box, but we'll have to wait and see. Then we have Spinning Abduction, which is a new Galaxy card, which is interesting, I suppose. So if there are 10 or more cards in the deck, choose 6 Dark Galaxy monsters in your graveyard and shuffle them into the deck. Then you can choose one level 7 or 8 Galaxy monster in your graveyard and special summon it to your field face up. So I don't know how I feel about this card. This is a weird card. We have to have 6 in the graveyard. Dark Galaxy as well typically is a deck that likes to shuffle cards back from their graveyard into the deck anyway. You've got things like Prophet, you got things like Globule that do shuffle 3 cards each, so you don't really want to empty your graveyard of all your monsters. There's also, I'm trying to think if there's any others that they play. Is the back row Pop? I forget what her name is. I think she shuffles 3 as well. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this Moonforce archetype was kind of air. Also, Oi Tomato, you doing well? Hello, Neo X Noah. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I don't know if I like this card that much. Especially because it's going to take a spell spot. That whatever 7 or 8 we bring back has to be such high value. Like, we've got to immediately use it for a fusion, or it's got to give us some sort of really good effect. And then I would like this card. In a vacuum, I don't know how I feel about this. Alright, then we get to the fish. Here we go. So this is Mech Dolphin. Art looks pretty cool. I like it. Level 2. If there is a face-up level 7 or higher water fish ritual monster on your field, choose 1 card on your opponent's field and return it to the hand. You cannot attack with monsters for the rest of the turn except fish. So this effect is really good, but a little bit awkward, right? Because you're not going to want to end with this on the board, so you have to get out your Fortress Whale, or your back row Popper, I suppose, because that's also a fish ritual. Then you have to summon this, use the effect to bounce, and then ideally you want to get rid of this. You have to tribute it off or use it for another ritual summon. I think this is pretty good. It's just, I think it's going to be a little bit awkward. Works with the old fish ritual and whale now. Yeah. But I think this is, like, okay. So then we have Mech Misarazumai, level 5. So theoretically, we could tribute this to get this out. Continuous effect. During the battle phase, face-up fish monsters in your field gain 400 attack times the number of monsters on your field. So during the battle phase, so both players' battle phase, face-up fish monsters gain 1200 attack, and your Fortress Whale can attack directly. So this guy's going to be 26. That's pretty good. I'm trying to see, like, the downside. So, like, it can be popped with, like, a Blue Fang, I guess. Because it doesn't have that attack boost during the main phase. It's just weird that it's only during the battle phase. Now, already doing some testing. This plus double whale is so fun. This guy's the MVP. Well, double whale. How much attack has whale got? 24. Plus 12 is 38. No, 36. And both can attack directly. So that's almost just lethal. Downside is level 5. I get that, but that's not the end of the world. Because there are lots of cards you would play, like Mech Dolphin, or like maybe... I don't know if you would, but you could play something like Justiciar to get rid of your opponent's back row as well, and then just tribute them off. So like, I don't even hate that. As long as the deck has other ways to plus, that's not awful. Loses to Drowning Mirror Force. Yeah, but everything loses to Drowning Mirror Force. Downside is it's not level 4. I mean, yeah. If it was level 4, this would be disgusting. Even just these stats alone on a level 4 is really good. Not really a downside at all because you get low level on the field. You can use it for the ritual. As a wider note... Alright, I don't really care about that stuff, unfortunately. Alright, Shrine... Rhynchus? Looks interesting. So, Waterfish, nice stats. During the turn this card was normal summoned, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Then you could choose a ritual spell in your graveyard, set it to your spell and trap zone. Oh, this is not specifically fish or anything. So it does lock us into only attacking with fish. Is that attack restriction enough to not play this in any of the deck? Probably. I don't think there's any deck where you would not want to attack. So this is probably just going to be used in the fish deck. I hit Speed Cog with Tachyon because the last 2 duels my opponent just surrendered before my main phase started. Nice. I mean, they probably go, alright, my opponent's going first. I'm out. But this card's good. This is just good. Milling is good. Getting a ritual spell back is good. This is just a good card. Tachyon's kind of annoying right now. People don't want to ever deal with it. I mean, that makes sense, right? Fortress Whale. Alright, so can we summon this using cards from our hand? Hand and or field. Okay, so this is a good ritual spell because we can use cards from our hand to summon it, which is always a plus. So, obviously, it's not got an effect, which is kind of like, but like we say, it can get big, it can attack directly. This is just really weird to me. I feel like this card is good, this card is good, and this card is good. And I look at a lot of the other archetypes, and I'm like, this one's not very good, I don't like this one's awkward. And these ones, I'm just like, I think these cards are just all good. Now, play this with the Zombie Ritual Necromage, just summon in defense, doesn't need to attack. I mean, that's true, but with that deck, you still want to kill your opponent, right? I don't even think it's that. The first was Salad, and I guess they discarded something they needed because they surrendered after using the skill. Second was Generators, and I guess they summoned the wrong monster off the field spell and scooped. Well, if they're making mistakes, they deserve to scoop, right? That's just how it be. Yeah, I think these cards look cool. So then we have Preparation for the Monuments Festival. So excavate the top 4 cards of your deck and reveal them. Choose a Yorishiro of Isseria, Monuments Festival, the Isseria Seance, Offerings to Isseria, Sarcophagus of Isseria, or Spirit of Isseria, and add it to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your library. So, or deck. That's what I said, library. Magic the Gathering Braid. So, we're only looking at 4 cards. That is the thing I don't like about this. I hate it when you play cards like this and you whiff. It feels so bad. Now again, there's 5 cards you can get out. If you're playing 3 copies of each, that's 15 cards in your deck, which will be like legal hits for this. But what that tells me is there are 25 targets in your deck that are not going to be good for this. I don't know. I don't like it. I do not like these cards. Now, will it see play? Maybe. I don't think it's good, though. I think you'd rather not play it. The only good one for a card like this is Gradius. I mean, basically. There's also a Red Eyes version, which you can add to. And I think there's a Blue Eyes one as well, which is the Absolute Lord of D, whatever his name is, which lets you get 2 cards from the top of your deck as well. If you coat all your cards with perfume, you can always hit. That's not... You'll just know if you're going to hit. You won't actually automatically hit, right? So then it'll just be like, alright, I'll set this because I know the top 4 cards aren't going to be hits. Yeah, the fish are all just good cards, and they work perfectly with the other fish stuff. Also with generic ritual stuff. Hope the fish cards we still miss will also be cool. I don't think they're going to be fantastic with other rituals, personally. I think that there's a chance they could be okay. I'm not going to sit here and say I guarantee think they're going to be amazing just with generic ritual stuff. Right, Monuments Records. So if there is an Earth Beast Warrior monster in your graveyard, when your opponent's monster declares an attack, negate the attack, then you can choose an Earth Beast Warrior monster in your graveyard, special summon to your field and face up defensive position. I think you really want to use this with the ritual. So, like, maybe that's the direction you take this. I don't think this is super good. I probably wouldn't play this. Maybe I would side it against very specific decks, but I think most decks have lots of back row hate, so I don't think it's going to matter. I just don't think this is very good. And then Monster Load Rumble Pile. So level 8, stats are awful. You contribute this card by tributing only one galaxy. Okay, that's pretty good. During the main phase, this card was normal or special. Choose a back row and pop it. Okay, the effect is good. The fact you can summon it for only one tribute is good. Does being level 8 help? You could use it with trade-in. You could bring it back with their new spell card. Where was it? This one? You can bring it back with this. So it's just pop a card. Straight up. You don't have to do anything. Maybe I'd like this more of it milled. But like, maybe that's asking too much. I think this is fine. I don't know if you'd have room for it, is the thing. Like, I don't know how much room we're going to have in general to fit this in. Maybe. I'm trying to think what a modern Dark Galaxy deck even looks like, because they just got a load of new cards, and I haven't really looked into them in detail. But maybe this card would see play. And then we have this. This is the latest, like, Japanese tournament results. So we have first place is Defiant Soul. Second is Spark Girl. Third is Monarchs. And then Great Moth. And then Necrobade. So we take a look here. Defiant Soul 51. Spark Hearts at 44. So that's already quite... It's like, this is like almost the tier 1. And then this is like tier 2. But you could even make a gap between like the third and fourth decks, right? Third being Monarchs. And then like Necrobade and Great Moth are kind of similar. And then there's another little bit of a drop off as we get to like Hero and stuff. Is there a breakdown of Defiant Soul variants? For the most part, it's just the two, right? There's either Defiant Soul, or there is, let's get the image translate up quick. Google image translate. Or there's the Necrobade version. So for the most part, they're the only two that are really going around. Let's have a look if it says in here. So Big Viper 13, Hero at 7, Princess at 6, Black Chaos at 6, Cyber Dragon at 5, Harpy at 5, Handy Lady at 5, Delirious, so that's Delirium, is 5, Super Warline at 4, Draco, Dragons, and then Dark Attribute Magician. So I don't know if there is a separation between Pure and Necrobade decks. Crazy, crazy. Zombie went from nearly no support and no real archetypes to 2 meta decks in back-to-back packs, which is nice to see. Also, that deck build pack, really shocking that Meta, Moth, Zombies, Spark Hearts all in the meta. Oh, yeah. It's weird to me that the Great Moth is doing so well, because the deck feels a little bit clunky, but, you know, if it's getting results, it's getting results at the end of the day. But, with that all said, we're kind of done. We're kind of done. So, we're going to play the game. And the first thing we're going to do is open our daily pack. Let's see what we get. What do we think, guys? Something good? Something tasty? The last one we did on stream, we got a really bad card. So we've got to get a good one now, right? There are worse cards. At least it's a modern-ish card. It's a Link monster. I guess we'll take that. I don't think we're ever going to use it, but we have it now. Alright, we are going to hop in to our very, very first ever Rush Monarch game. Let's see what happens. It's a card, alright. Oh, yeah. Right, we'll hop in. We'll see what our Monarch deck can do. I got a third copy of a UR Wind Witch monster. I mean, no one even likes Wind Witches. That archetype's just, like, bad, right? It's just a meme. You'd have to be probably a bit of a loser to like Wind Witches, I think. I believe the only good one I gotten from the packs. I'm trying to think if I got any other good cards from the packs. So we are trying out Star Replacer in this build. We're going to see how it feels. Okay, well there's no reason to not do this. So we'll go ahead and reveal a Strom. We'll add this to our hand. We'll activate this and fill up the graveyard. So we can special summon level 4 lower monster from a graveyard face down defense position. So we probably do that. Mind, we don't need to. It comes down to do we just want follow up for the next turn. I got MST. The problem is that it was my 4th copy. That's rough. Alright, let's go Star Replacer first. No delay. We'll activate Star Replacer. Bring back Zeus. So we're probably just going to tribute this out. We can't do anything with the effect, unfortunately, but... Oh, maybe the play... No, it would have used too many resources, I think. I was going to say, maybe we could have recycled this one instead. Even if I pop one of the monsters, I don't think it actually benefits me much, so I'm going to pop the back row. Well, that's nice. Ooh, no, actually, that was probably really bad. Because if I popped a monster, I could have made room. But then it would have had to have been an effect monster. It was always gambling no matter what, really. But either way, there's now no big play I can make here. So I think we're just going to set these. Go to battle, and... I mean, do we even attack? As is... He would have to have a cat down already. I think we just pass. Because attacking him down to 2, if he has a cat face down, he could activate the skill, send one of the other ones, and get the extra bonus off the cat. Which is, like, super rough. Grad likes Wind Witch? Well... Okay, let's start with Wilhel. Activate the effect. Take a peek. We'll get rid of that. So we can go into another Wilhel. We can also activate Pot of Greed. Well, that doesn't help me. We'll activate our skill. Reveal this Wilhel. I mean, I guess we'll take this. I probably should have just tributed 2 just to make room. Oh, I also attributed the wrong one because I'm an idiot. Well, that was silly. That's fine. No, we won't do that. Tribute both of these to summon this out. Activate your effects. Okay. So there's no effect monsters, which doesn't really matter because we can just do this. We'll just get a heads. Ah. Alright, we'll set to go to battle. So now the question is, how greedy can we afford to get? I'm not going to get greedy. We absolutely could have got greedy. We're just strong with this. Alright. Holotea, never going to use it. I've already got 3, so that would have annoyed me if I'd gotten that. A hero card that will probably never see play because they keep putting locks on their skills so they can't use it. That's just the way it is. Anyone who's said they got a good card from the Dream Pack is lying. I refuse to believe you can get good cards. All I've gotten is trash. I mean, it's kind of the same for me. But hello, by the way, Serena. Welcome, welcome. My best splash was Magician / Mage, but it was my 5th copy. That's fine. You can have that. You gonna stop popping my back row? Nope, we're just doing this. Okay. Non-Overrush Will Whale? I like the non-Overrush version. Don't be hating on my non-Overrush Will Whale. Okay. Sorcerer effect. We can bring back both. I mean, this is fine. I don't care about this. Yep, that's fine. Got 3 cards in hand. What are you doing? Summon out that. Okay. Again, that's fine. Then we're going to fusion. Well, now I know what I'm going to hit with my trap card. One-0, guys! 1-0! I don't think that was a good enough replay to save. Why not Overrush Rare? Because the Monarchs look garbage. Putting them in Overrush doesn't make them look better. I got a Rocket Synchron today. Rocket Synchron is actually a kind of good card, so there you go. Oh, we're in an ad break as well. Didn't even notice. Welcome back. Rockets are a real potential man deck. What does that even mean? What's a potential man deck? Guys, this hand is ass. What do I do? I need him to empty his hand or I can't play the game. Alright, I need more cards out of this hand, buddy. There we go. There we go. There's a good boy. Is there a reason to use the skill first? No. Because if I do just draw into the field spell, I can get a real search. It hasn't really changed a lot, if we're being completely honest. Alright. We'll use this. I will reveal Estrom. Grab out Emperor's Realm. Activate Realm. Summon Replacer. Activate the effect. Set this. Short team says go into the deck. Set spell card. Add level 5. Okay, so that's not going to be super relevant. Tribute to summon. Activate the effect. Pop you. Then we'll go into probably just this. I can only pop one of his cards. Well, I have to pop this one, so... What is that card that he protected if that was the other one? What on earth? Alright, we'll summon... Tribute for this. I mean, that's what? 52? Do I just summon this and just... I could give him back his fusion. It is a little bit tricky, no matter how you do it. I don't really want to leave an 800 attack guy on the board, is the thing. No, we'll just get a battle. Reading! Alright, I'm going to save that replay because it's really funny. Even though that is a really bad replay, but that was just really funny. Basically Megami from JJK in a deck. Is that true? Do I believe that statement? I don't know. A potential man is a meme about characters who are set up to do great things but never do. Oh, right. But Rockets wasn't Rockets a deck that was like a tiered deck for like 6 months or something? Rockets after Savage Shot. Slime, Yu-Gi-Oh player, can't read, moment, real. Start Magician, that happens more than you could imagine. Excellent. Well, the thing is, most people, I feel like, when they play against Monarchs, they know that one of them is like, you pick a card to destroy, and they know that one of them is pick a card, your opponent picks a different card to destroy. And then they just go, it's one of those two. I don't know. First time I played versus new Monarchs, I thought it works the same as the other Monarchs, so you choose what to pop. Exactly. It's a... Because they're worded in a similar way as well. So if you're skimming, you're just going to be like, I don't know. We opened the Emperor's Realm, which in most cases would be a Garnet, but in this deck is like, hey, that could be pretty nice. It was tiered twice back in the day with Boral Launch and Boral Link. Exactly. I just remember that deck being on the tier list forever. It just didn't seem to want to go away. Oh, we're discarding the fusion. Okay. Set a back row. We do curse. We don't actually have a play to make right now. Alright, we'll go Emperor's Realm first. So it has not put a card into our bin we can use. We can, however, do Over a Storm, but we don't want to do that until after we've used Curse. Because we want to draw into a Monarch. I'll flip you down, I guess. This isn't really helping. Where the boss is at. Is there any reason whatsoever? I mean, there's no reason to not do this. Because it's going to get popped anyway if we set it. We might as well mess with his back row. If I summon this out, we still can't clear this. We could maybe clear that. I think we just have to set 3, and that's it. Well, I don't think Monarchs is very good, guys. How much do you imagine until Ghost Cyclone is safe to unlimit, or at least make it playable again? It's tricky, is my thoughts on that. I think you should never release a card like Ghost Cyclone. I don't think Ghost Cyclone is healthy. At the same time, you could also make the argument that a back row pop on legs is also not very helpful or very healthy. But if everyone's got access to that, then it's kind of fine. It's a weird, like, fine line to walk. Right, we're about to take a billion damage here. We're going to lose to a guy that is playing quite badly. And playing a dogshit deck because we haven't seen a boss monster. If we don't find a boss next turn, we are actually cooked, by the way. And it might already be too late. Like, we might already be dead. Because we're going to go down to such a low amount of life points that we have to draw trap cards to keep us alive. Oh, okay, that could have been a lot worse. It's still not great. We're still losing half our life here, but... like, this might already be Jova. Let's see what we can find. I mean, Pog is a good start. We're going to need non-Monarch cards. We're also probably going to want one more summon. Right, I think we are going to go Pot of Greed here. Okay, that hasn't changed a ton of this. Doesn't really matter what's in the graveyard, but we will go ahead and do this first. So we can reveal that we have Will Hell. We grab this out. We activate this. Okay, so that has put stuff in the bin, which means we can maybe play the game now. So we have to summon, use the effect to get back a body, then go for that. Okay. Right, we'll go Star Replacer first. No delay. Activate Star Replacer. Bring out something, it doesn't matter what it is. We'll go into Will Hell. So there is a delay here. Okay, Trap Hole. Trap Hole's annoying, but like there are so many worse things that could have been. So with that in mind, we'll summon out Zeus. Activate the effect. So I don't want you back in the deck right now. Although there's no point in having two. No, because we can get back another one. We'll put these two back. Right, 1, 2. He sets that. We add this back to hand. Tribute to summon this. Oh, I should have used this again. I'm an idiot. We're actually an idiot. Actually an idiot. Because he popped our guy, we got a free extra body and we chose not to take it. Okay, it's fine. Right, tribute to summon. Activate the effect. Now he can protect something. He's obviously going to protect this. Reading! Oh, I love it so much. Alright, I mean, we almost certainly have to do this. Put these two back. Okay, so now the question becomes, can we get away without keeping the back row? It's so risky no matter how we do this. I'm going to take a risk. We're going to take this. Attribute over this to summon this. I'm going to set this. We're going to go to battle. We're going to swing over this. And then I'm going to swing over this. Alright, so the risk is, if he just has back row hate, we're just kind of screwed either way. Because the alternative play is we could have ended on double 2800 Monarch. You can't use Star Replacer again? Oh, can you not? I thought it was, you cannot special once in the hand or grab to this turn. Right, that's the bit I always forget. Okay, so we didn't misplay then. I mean, we might have misplayed in that we took a line that is a bit more high roll. If he doesn't have back row hate, this is just almost certainly better. If he does have back row hate, okay. So we are just dead. We are just dead. Let's just get out of here. CBA. Ah, it sucks, man. It sucks. It sucks. Monarchs suck. I don't know. This deck feels like it's okay if you draw well. But again, that's just all decks, right? Bro got cycloned in 2026. I mean, nothing we can do about it, is there? We love sevens players. A skill which adds random legend monster if you have lower life would be cool. The issue is that the scalability with a skill like that gets kind of insane, is the issue. Do you need 3 copies of the new Vassal? I think it is probably optimal to play 3 copies of each of the vassal, but do you need it? Probably not. Okay, we're against heroes. He got a big whiff with the Argent, which is what we like to see. I play 3 Cataphract. I did see the whole Cataphract, like, style of build. I don't know if it's better or not, though. I think it could be. But I think in the Cataphract version, I think you probably maybe even play Trade-in that version. Because you have access to just more level 8s, or at least theoretically you do. Seeing you brick on 3 Vassal made me question if it's worth it. Yeah, but the thing is, you need to have... So the problem this deck has is, in order to turn the skill on, you need to have a certain number of Monarchs, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In this current version of the deck, we have 9 ways to turn the skill on, which is the same number of ways that Seven's Road has, right? If we play more high levels, we're now increasing the likelihood we don't see low levels, so we can't play the game, right? Because the only thing to replace the Vassal with would be another high-level Monarch, right? Like, what else are you replacing it with, realistically? Now, go on, get greedy. Get greedy. Ah. Okay, well, we've lost 4,100 life points again. We didn't really have any way to not lose 4,100 life points. Well, all we can do is use the skill. Reveal Estrom. Grab this. Activate this. Then we'll go over Rush. Pop these back in. We'll hit this. We have to give him a back row, which wouldn't get us anything. So we just summon. Summon. Activate the effect. Get rid of that. Tribute for this. Activate his effect. Now the question is, do I set both of these? Because... Right, I'm going to set both. So there's different logic behind it, right? If I have 2, then it's less likely he can pop both of them. Which means maybe Widespread is live. If I set 1, and he gets Avian Spell Tactics, he just pops it, and then I'm just straight up dead. This way, I think, is a higher chance of me surviving. But again, if he just goes Burst Wingman, and then Summon, and hits the right back row, we are just dead anyway. But then he has to win a 50-50. Okay, so it looks like he's going to summon Burst again. Now we have to win the 50-50. Alright, come on, win the 50-50. Win the 50-50. Don't do it. Oh! No, don't do that. Okay, if that last card in his hand is a normal summon, we are still dead. Oh, wait, no, he could just... Wait, no way he plays 3. There's no way you play 3 Burst Wingmen. I refuse to accept that you play 3 Burst Wingmen. Oh no, we are just dead anyway, aren't we? Yeah, no matter what, we're dead. because we take 2,000 and then he attacks over. So we died because this deck can't do anything on turn 1. Haha! Win the 50-50, but the opponent won the 3.3%. Yeah, I mean, fundamentally, we had the same problem that, like, Aqua has, which is turn 1, you just don't do anything. So you play a whole bunch of high levels, and then if you just go first, you just lose? I don't know. Monarch doesn't seem very good, guys. It doesn't seem very consistent. It doesn't seem like it has a good turn 1 play. I'm not... My first impression, it's kind of high roll. If you just get lucky, it's probably fine. If you don't get lucky, it's kind of weak. That's the impression we're getting so far. Because even the duels where we've had, like, good turns and we've had a bit of pop-off, it hasn't felt, like, overly dominant. At least with the chicken deck, it felt like we... When the chicken felt strong, it felt strong. Right? This deck hasn't really had that so far. Right, we'll immediately shotgun a Pog. Which gets us the Emperor Realm. Which means we can now get a good search. We only have 1 in the bin. None of those are live right now. That isn't live either. We have to search for a big boss. So I guess we start out with Hebe. Okay, no delay. We activate the skill. So either... It's probably just a Strom, right? I want to pop, but I can't. That annoys me. Still just don't have enough in graveyard to make any kind of reasonable play. So I think it is just this. There's no way to make that work how I want it to. So I think we should probably just do this. Straight up. Okay. Activate the effect. I wasn't expecting Embracing the Rain. We've just popped a completely dead card, which makes me feel really bad. I could just give it back to him, I suppose. Right, we use your effect. If we use that, then I could get back this one even. So I put these 2 back. Use that. Okay, let's do this. We'll go 1, 2. Does he only get his effect if he's... No, okay. So we take this back. We will summon this. No, don't do that. Summon, no, yes. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. I'm going to over Rush Storm here. Put these 2 back. We hit this. We'll activate your effect. And then we'll just clear these. Okay. You could have Hebe, Estrom, Boss again, no. You need to gamble. It's Effect Monster. Would that have been better than what we did, though? Because what would that have ended on? Like, this way we cleared the whole board. We know his back row is completely dead. I don't know if the play that you were saying was better or not. So we just grab Wilhel. We'll grab you out. No reason to sit on 2 of this, so we'll summon this out. Is there a delay? No delay. Tribute to summon this. Activate the effect. We'll take a look at this one. He's got riding. Okay, we don't care about riding. Activate his effect. This guy brick anyway. I don't think he's playing like a real version of this deck. I think he's playing like a skill, the other skill. What's worse than bricking or who can't beat set 3? I mean, it's just like a Monarch issue, right? If you... Because the only way for us to beat the sets is to just keep finding Monarchs, right? Now, we can keep getting Monarchs. That's not too bad. Like, you could even make the argument that instead of searching this Wilhel, we could have gone for another Monarch and then start attributing over them just to start popping more monsters out the way. Like, maybe that was the correct decision. We need Curse. A Monarch can be set 3 more than the majority of decks and Duel Links. I don't think that's strictly speaking true. I think it can beat them an okay amount. I don't think it beats them more than, like, most of the other meta viable decks. I think that's a little bit cope. Right, here's the big Chungo food prodigy. A Monarch deck isn't working because you have cards in your extra deck and because no Overrush rare. I think just the deck's just not very good, to be honest. Like, I think the deck's, like, fine. But I don't think fine is good enough. That's the kind of the way I'm looking at it. So we could summon, pop. Then use that, get the search. We have 2 lights in graveyard currently, so we can just do that. The question becomes, what do we end on? Because I could summon this, pop this, summon this. Or use the effect, get a search, tribute 2, including this, get another pop on a monster, then summon Zeus. He gets back Cornfall. We get back... Will we even have a boss in the graveyard at that point? If we shuffle 2 back, we could only grab this back. And then just pop the card anyway. I think that's probably the best place we can go with this. Oh, we don't have the skill active. Oh, because we don't have a Monarch in hand at the moment. Okay. So we have to... Oh, then we can't do that. One light... If we tribute this one, that's fine, though. So we summon out Hebei. No! Hebei was the wrong one. That was just a misclick. We needed to summon out Zeus, not Hebei. I mean, we're okay, but but that was a really awful mistake. Could we have won there? So the play was summon Zeus, use the effect to get a card there, tribute 2, you know, because we get the card back to our hand, activate the skill, get that, tribute 2, summon... get rid of one of his monsters. Then we summon Freed, pop another monster. Then he's down 2 monsters. We can crash there, and then that's 52. Yeah, so we had lethal. We had lethal. You don't have Will Overrush Rare? We have it, it's just not on the deck, because it looks like shit. It's okay, this deck is good, because I invested into it already, trust. Real. That's okay, we had lethal last turn, so that's fine. We just did a little misclick. If it wasn't for the misclick, we won. We already know what his back row is, so he couldn't have stopped it. So, like, from a deck testing perspective, we would have won this game. But at the same time, his build is like, complete ass. So I don't even know if that's, like, a big positive. The issue now is we can't use either of these effects because he's filled up his back row. There's not really anything we can do about that. So we'll summon. Now he'll use this. That'll get rid of this. Then we can summon this and set a card, get our guy back. Turn our skill on. 5 turn, he only has 1 boss. Like I say, his build is, like, really bad. Alright, we go Zeus. Put back you and you for now. We don't have any lights left, so it doesn't matter. Bro here winning in his head instead of on the screen. I don't want to just, like... So the difference is I don't want to shit on this deck if the deck had the potential to win and I misplayed it, right? That is the logic we're going with. Summon, tribute to, summon. We only have 1 guy left, so we have to take a low level from the deck. You don't work, right? 6 or lower effect. So we have to take Wilhel. Ooh. So I could summon this, pop this, then use that afterwards, get that back again. That doesn't really change anything. Okay, we'll just do it like this. Summon, no, yes. Tribute 1, tribute 2. Summon this out. Oh, we knew we had the writing as well. We just forgot. I mean, that's just me being a dum-dum. Okay. So we can activate the effect and we can get that back, I guess. I could have played around this as well. Sometimes you play a deck so bad you hope the opponent plays bad. It's less about that and more about I don't want to just like I don't want to misrepresent the deck, right? So I'll put you and you back. It basically has to be Wilhel. The issue is I don't think we can win from this point. I think it's just straight up cooked. Let me just swing into this. God, this is such a horrible matchup. Again, we should have already won. But when we get to this stage, like, how do we just get rid of a big guy? I feel like when you're in a situation like this, it's like, all right, you get to choose which card you kill, so I'm never going to kill your big guy. And you get to choose which card I can't kill, so I'm never going to kill your big guy. It's so annoying. Ah, the Monarch deck is so bad, bro. It's so bad. It's so bad. Unoutable towers and rush. It's like the Monarch deck almost feels like it lets your opponent pick a monster to be a towers. It's so annoying. If you can't just like attack over it, it's so frustrating because you just can't deal with it. Okay, we'll just get out of here. I want to check out this guy's build as well, because it was garbage. Like, actual garbage. Because the issue is, yeah, we could have won that duel. Yeah, this is literally a pile of crap. Yeah, we could have won the duel on that turn when we did the misclick. But if we play against a real Aqua player, how the hell do we beat that? How the hell do we ever beat Aqua with this deck? I just don't think it's going to happen. I think what we're learning as well is this Estrom is not super helpful. Emergency surrender button. They brick turn 1. Even if they brick turn 1 though, usually you're not going to have the power to OTK them. I mean, sometimes you will. But it's just another deck that really has to go second. That's another thing that just really sucks about this. Oh, double will hell. Like, none of this hand does anything. Yeah, sure. I'll reveal my Estrom. Grab the Realm. Activate. That's annoying. We put 2 Monarchs into the bin when we wanted a low level. God, this is so... Alright, there's no way around this. We have to just summon out 2 mini Monarchs and hope. We'll leave that in hand for skill next turn. And we'll just swing and hope. Alright. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't think this deck is very good. I think, like all decks, if you just draw custom, it's going to be fine. It's going to be good. It will feel great. You'll be able to take games off of the best decks in the game. It'll be fine. I don't think it's going to do that consistently. It has too many problems. You can't get the tutor on turn 1 unless you just find Emperor's Realm immediately. You don't really have anything to do on turn 1, so you just kind of pray. Twice we've done nothing on turn 1, and we've lost 4,000 life points on turn 2. So we basically start the duel on 2,000 life points, which is just not good enough. We don't have a good way to out a big guy outside of our opponent not reading our cards. Like, either our opponent has to have no resources, so that when we basically summon out this guy, he has to choose his best card. Well, not this guy. The other Will Hell. One we don't have access to at the moment. I just think there are so many problems and not enough benefits in this deck. That is my first impression of it. I think we might just be dead. Because he's got 4 cards left, and he's already got, what, 18 plus... I mean, that... Seven's Road is not going to get too big. He's probably going to be like 3, maybe 3.3. I don't think we're dead here. Either way. Well, mind you, if he has a way to get Paladin and then make another big guy, that could be giga yikes. Alright, SRM, boost the attack up to 3.3. You know, sometimes you just hate predicting it. Alright, so here comes Paladin. And then what's the last monster going to be? If it's a legend monster, that'll be the maximum damage output. Up to 49. Backrow, keep a card in hand. So the card in hand is probably just a discard for Shady. Alright, we need to draw bloody well here. We can give him back cards. We get that. Right now, we only have one normal summon, is the issue. I really need him to use a trap card. The issue is he won't use a trap until I use a good card. Alright, either way we go Zeus first. There is a delay. We have to use this. Pop these two back. That has to be face up as well, which is so annoying. We'll take Wilhel here. We'll go ahead and summon Wilhel now. So we know that's a trap card. We could look at it, but I don't think looking at it actually does anything for us. Okay, so now riding is spent. That's really big for us. Especially this early. Right. Get rid of the Pot of Greed. So, I can flip it down. Nothing really matters if we do that. If it's face up or face down. 24 is easier to attack over while it's face down. So we're going to go for that. Okay. We didn't draw another Monarch, which kind of sucks. We have got that, though, which means we can go into... So what's the best way to do it? He protects one. We pop one. It doesn't really make a difference, does it? We have to get rid of this. That is the big thing we want to do. Alright. We use Emperor Aura. Reveal that we have a Wilhel. We'll grab out Mega Star Monarch Estrome. We'll Tribute to summon it. Activate the effect. Now, I want to get rid of the Charmy. Okay, thank you. And we'll go Replacer. We climb Wilhel's. Activate the effect. And then we just swing with this. The issue is, again, we're against spellcasters, so we're just going to lose our back row. But I think this is the best we could do. I don't think there was a better play. There might have been. I think I played that as well as I could, but I don't know for certain. Right. Reveals Witch. Adds Fusion from Grave. Okay. Adds Seven's Red Magician. Discards Restoration. Oh boy. The issue is I think this is death. I think he's now going to activate Magical Stream. Oh, no Magical Stream. You're saying there is hope. We have to just let this all go. 1 Seven's Rogue Magician. Unless he has TSA, we are still fine. So I think we have to still just let this go. Because if he does a fusion, that's what kills us. Okay, so we lose 800. And then we have the Overrush to deal with the back row. We have Monarchs. We can even pop that. Alright, I think we always Overrush because I don't want to risk giving him a trigger. We get rid of this. We go Zeus. Activate Zeus. Tribute to summon. Get rid of this. Activate the skill. Reveal you. Pop that. Get rid of that. So all I need is a low level. But no matter what it is, we're not using its effect, so it doesn't really matter. Right, we summon. We tribute. Activate the effect. Get rid of this. And now that we've got rid of all of his resources, now finally we can get rid of the big thing we want to get rid of. And you have to do it. Alright. I mean, we got there. We got there. I mean, that was actually a reasonably good game. I feel like... I mean, what won us the game there? What was the deciding factor that won us the game? He couldn't do a fusion. Did he even... Could he have just done a fusion? Did he have the ability to just do a fusion? He grabbed back the fusion spell card and Seven's Robe Magician. Yeah, so he had no way to get to a fusion because he didn't have a Swordsman of Roadstar and he didn't have a cat. No, he had a cat because he normal summoned cat. I feel like there was a way he could have won there. Or he, at the very least, could have cleared our board. I'm pretty sure. He would have been 36, attacked over our 28, we lose 8. And he also could have attacked over for 18. Yeah, I think he had lethal. I think he misplayed it, but I'd have to watch the replay. He used fusion as which requirement? Yeah, but did he need to, is the question. I suppose he wouldn't have had a normal summon, so he had to use the cat for the normal summon. He had the set as well. Maybe the set was really important. If the set was... Because he kept a card in hand as well. If the set was shady and he kept a card in hand, that might be the logic of why he did what he did. Alright, yet another Seven's Road. And we're going second, and we have the going second card. Right, I need you to have less than 2 cards in your hand, please. If you could just set 1 back row. There you go. Right, that's it. You don't need to set that one. Right. We're just going to shotgun curse now. That one. We'll go Emperor Realm. So, I mean, this is live now if we want to just fire this off. Is there any... the issue is our hand is still just kind of nothing. It's a big nothing burger. We can grab 1 card from deck, but, like... What does it do? Well, we reveal this. We have no way to pop. Do we just take this? And then just kind of YOLO? I think that's probably the play. The alternative is we just get a low level and just slam it in defense. I think we are just going to overrush here. Right, 1 ton tails. Let's go. So the option is either I tribute this for this, get rid of one of these. I don't even know if that actually super benefits me. I actually think I'm better off doing this. And then if I don't have to discard it, great. Like, we just have it for next turn. And if we do, he needs 2 back row to clear everything. 2 back row removal. Master Axel Road. Reveals Roadstar. Grab 7's Road Witch. Grab 7's Road Magician. Sends Earth Sorcerer to the grave. Flips up one of the kitty cats. Flips up Swordsman of Roadstar. Magical Stream. Does he have double back row hate is the question. Okay. I mean, that's fine. We don't know if he has fusion, but I think I still have to just hold till fusion either way. Because worst case scenario, he clears this, I keep this in hand, and he stays with a 0 defense monster, which I'm fine with. Okay, he is going to activate fusion, so now we just use our other shady, flip this down. We also have this in the graveyard, which actually isn't that bad, because we can just grab it back now with a Zeus or a Hebe. Okay. I don't actually know how many Sevens games we have currently as replays, because we don't want just Sevens games. Sure, we'll post that. Why not? What a fantastic replay that would be for the street replay. Alright. Let's see if we can hopefully play against some not Sevens. That would be great. Okay. So this is going to be our worst matchup. Let's see if we can... Okay, this is not Aqua. So this could be Monarch, this could be Hero, this could be Neos, this could be Gradius, this could be Dimension Linker. This could be so many different decks. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. It's one of those annoying things where, like, whenever you play ladder in a game like this, you're always going to have situations where there are, like, a load of really popular decks that are just seeing a load of play. At the same time, queuing up against the same decks again and again and again and again is so boring. It's so boring. Alright, he's got... Alright, we just need to draw Curse off the top. That's not Curse. It does turn the skill on, though, at least. So we go Realm, Mill 2. Nothing is live at the moment. We can't make anything live either. That kind of sucks. Alright, I think the play is... we normal summon Hebe, see if there's a delay. There is a delay. So that means he has to have Shady exactly. We'll Tribute to summon out the boy. Then I think we set, and then we just go to combat. I think this is the best we could do with what we've got. It's not exactly the sexiest turn, but when needs must. Yeah, our hand was not the best, if we're being completely honest, but it is what it is. We know one of these three is a Shady. We have to remember that. We also now know he's playing Curse. Hero, Rush Rising. Are we going to get rid of the Argent itself? We are. Adds the Fusion. Activate Cirque. So one of these two is the Shady. Sends Burstinatrix. Hero's Descent brings back both. So this is Shady. We know this is Shady now. Okay, so now he's going to activate Fusion. Which is just going to... I mean, there's nothing we could do about that. There's literally nothing we could do about that. The only thing we could have done is flipped Star Monarch down. The problem here is now he gets to make a free Flame Wingman. And that is annoying. Okay, so he attacks over that. We take 1,000,000 billion damage. We're going to Star Restart here. Is he going to double? There's no way the last card in his hand is Miracle Fusion, surely. Oh, it doesn't matter. So he's going to go Fusion here. I assume we're just going to go into... Yeah, we're going to go into Voltic. Then what? We're just going to make a second Flame Wingman? Do you play 2 Flame Wingmen? Or are we just going to make a burst here? Most people would only play 1 Flame Wingman, so I would expect a burst, but some people are weird. Okay, burst comes down. I mean, we're not dead, but we're close. And that's also very annoying. Okay, well he attacked in completely the wrong order there, but we'll take that. Okay, so he still has, by the way, Shady in the back row. Our skill is not currently live. So we summon, put 2 back, grab a guy back, turn the skill on. Is probably the best we can hope for. So we'll summon. He's thinking. Zeus effect. We'll put these 2 back. Okay, grabs Descent. I mean, do we just grab a Strom? Because a Strom does kind of threaten this board on its own. It'll probably just get flipped down. I think we do take the Strom, though. So in an ideal world, we get a light into the graveyard. I guess we'll just do this now. Oh, I'm an idiot. Why? All I had to do was use the skill. I mean, it wouldn't have changed a ton, but it changes enough. I'm just an idiot, bro. Oh. Why do I never learn? Ah! Okay, we'll get rid of this. Alright, we'll summon Zeus. Activate Zeus. Oh, I don't have enough in graveyard either. Yeah, so not using the skill to get back Emperor's Realm has probably cost me this duel. Yeah, we'll just get out of here. We'll get out of here. We'll just get out of here. I don't think we could have won that either way, but we could have played that last turn a lot better. I'm trying to think if we could have done anything. If we played it correctly, what changes? We get the Zeus activation to add a card back to hand. Because if he flips down the Zeus, we have another Zeus, so we still get to do our play either way. We can play through Shady that way. We summon out the guy from the bin. That either then forces the back row, or he just sends one of his other guys. I mean, there's no way we kill him that turn. It then comes down to what he draws. The other issue is we would have forced him to have 2 extra back row, which gets him everything he needs to have good follow-up. So I think we were just dead either way. Obviously, we messed up, but I don't think it mattered. Well, Emperor's Aura. We'll grab this. Activate. Now, level 4 in the bin would be nice. There we go. We'll go Star Replacer. Activate the effect. Grab back Gale. Then what? Can't use you. So I might as well just set and tribute you. Use Mega Monarch effect. I think we have to pop a monster. We got 2. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's annoying. There's nothing we could do about that, though. So we'll just over a storm from here. We'll hit this one. We set, go to battle. Bloody normal monsters, bro. That is a very annoying interaction. Where normal monsters also just absolutely ruin us. We are in an ad break, so we'll just wait for that to tick away. Descent for 1, okay. Well, that's horrifying. Welcome back from the edges. Hello, OG Toti. Welcome, welcome. I don't like this deck. I think this deck has, like, so many things that I don't like about it. And so few things that I do like about it. I don't think it's particularly strong. And I also don't think it's particularly fun. So all in all, I'm not really liking the deck. Okay, here comes the big guy. Now, the plus side is he's just used a load of his resources to go into this. I mean, we should live this. But now I need to go double Monarch to actually deal with this. Do you think we'll get another Gaia tier 3 deck after the Speed KC? I mean, there's always a chance, right? Should we play with Raptor? I don't think Raptor would help. I think fundamentally there's nothing you could really do to make this deck feel really good. I think it's just don't play this deck, fundamentally. Which, like, it sucks, but I think it is going to be the case. So we have to go this one first. Is there... So we use the skill. Grab another guy. The issue is every way we have gets our opponent more resources, which is something we don't want to do. I need mini Wilhel, ideally. Summon, tribute for a Strom, tribute for that. Alright. I think we have to do this way. So we'll start out just by tributing this. There is a delay. It is Trap Hole. Okay. So now we can go Replacer. Activate Replacer. We'll grab back Replacer. Okay. So now, with that all said and done, we grab back... What is the best way to do this? Because I don't want to give him more resources. I want to get rid of his resources. But the only way I can make plays is by giving him resources. Do we have Wilhel in the graveyard? We don't. So, I give him back He doesn't have any effect monsters in the graveyard either. So I've neither of the things that I want. I could just summon, tribute, get that out, tribute, get that out. That sends both of those to the bin. Then use the... What does the effect get back, though? Without Mini Wilhel, I'm just giving him an extra card, so he just gets a free Pot of Greed. Alright, well, either way, we're activating this. Reveal Wilhel. I think we just do this. Because, like, we could have given him more stuff, right? We couldn't have used Hebe, so we could have given him a spell card. The issue is, that means giving him Miracle Fusion, or Pot of Greed, or Star Restart, or Hero Descent. I don't want him to have any of those. And without Mini Wilhel, I can't threaten it in the back row. So it just felt like there was no good play there. So we had to settle for just losing a bunch of resources. Play Essel if you really want to mill. We don't really want to mill, though, right? Like, fundamentally, if we just have average luck, we shouldn't need extra mill outlets. It needs too many resources to do anything and dies to Shady and Trap Hard too easily. We just need better cards for it. I gave up and moved on. Yeah, I think there's something cool here, but this just ain't it. Like, with all of the tools we currently have, I just don't think this is good enough. Like, if I'm comparing this to the other, like, good decks in the game currently, I think the Maximum deck feels better than this. I think Heroes feels better, Neos feels better, Music Princess feels better, Join Tech feels better. Now, is this deck gonna, like, lose to all of those decks? I mean, probably not. There's probably a couple of matchups this deck's actually quite good in. But if your opponent is playing a deck that can just gain a ton of resources, it just doesn't feel great. Because, like, in that last turn, we got to punish because our opponent left only basically 2 cards on the field, right? So because he had so few, I could just use double Wilhel to make him lose his whole board. But if he had, like, 2 more cards on the field, I couldn't have done that, right? We would have just lost. Can this deck at least sack, like, Red Boot? I would say this deck, like, theoretically can, but it has to jump through so many more hoops than Red Boot does. Red Boot just needs to, like, find the bare minimum and it can make it work. Whereas this deck feels like you need to find a lot of cards in the correct order, have at least a bit of setup already. But, like, we did OTK someone earlier, but that was because, 1, they bricked, and 2, they didn't read. So... Oh, Talismanic Sealer is the last card. Well, I still think this is a good one to save as a replay, to be honest. So we'll let them finish us off. Again, as, like, if you're playing this as just, like, a fun ladder deck, I think this deck is fine, right? Realistically, it's okay. It's going to brick sometimes, but all decks brick sometimes. It's not, like, the strongest deck in the world, but it's fine, right? It is fine. I don't want to, like, doom and gloom and say this is the worst deck of all time. It's not. It is not the worst deck of all time. This deck is absolutely fine. If we're talking about, like, taking this to, like, a KC Cup, or, you know, a GRF, or if we're talking about this winning a tournament, I think you're going to have to get real lucky. Like, real lucky. But, again, that's why we test, right? That's why we play these games. So we can get this information. Because that's the other thing is, I am not necessarily playing the best version of this deck. I am not necessarily infallible, right? I'm not playing the deck perfectly. I'm making some mistakes, right? But, at the very least, I think we have identified when we've lost, why we lost, right? And what we could have done differently. So that's something. I think I'm actually going to set Freed, as much as it pains me. Portugal! I mean, Portugal is probably about to beat the crap out of us right here. Right, we're not having new slow music. Give me something tasty. That's not exactly what we were talking about. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Right. We're going to win. We're going to somehow beat Aqua. That is the plan now. We're going to smash Aqua. Imagine he just plays Curse now. Alright, bro has misplayed so hard. He had the option to take 2 monsters and chose not to. And has just set that instead. Us, on the other hand, we've just drawn very well, so we'll do that. 2 Mega Monarchs in the bin. Not the best in the world. Another Mega Monarch in the hand. Okay, we have lots of options now. We do not have 2 lights in the graveyard currently, as much as I would like to use that effect. So, what's going to be the best way to go about this? You are a light. We could activate the skill. I'll go ahead and reveal Wilhel. And I think I'm going to grab Mini Wilhel here. Right, we'll Tribute to Summon. No delay. Activate Mini Wilhel. Alright, let's take a look at one of these back row. I know this one. We'll get rid of the Hydration. Then we can flip up Freed. Activate Freed. Put both of these back. Get rid of this. So you don't have an effect monster I could get back with him, unfortunately, but that's probably okay. Kind of sucks I have to get rid of Freed to do the play. I mean, either way we can just do this. I guess we could do this one. Activate the effect. Was Aqua tiered in OCG Rush? No, Aqua, until they got, like, Berry Fresh, which was, like, kind of its own deck, Aqua was never a good deck. It's a deck that I always liked, but it was never a good deck. I mean, we could summon, get this out, pop another card. That's what... yeah, it's just lethal. So I guess we'll do this. Because there's a chance that we just win off of it. Nope, don't do that. Keep doing that. No, yes. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Summon. Activate the effect. I mean, we haven't got anything else, so we will just see if we have it. I told you! We were going to change the music. We were going to go at it with a positive mental attitude. And we forced them to brick and misplay. I don't know if we're going to keep that replay, but we're going to slap it in for now. Hey, Icy, welcome, welcome. Exclamation mark Icy in the chat. It should have just been add 1 Monarch and the field spell, or if you already had the field, 2 Monarchs and 1 card to the graveyard, they wanted the extra hit. I agree, I think. I think the fact that the deck is so slow is what hurts it. Because a lot of the time, you have to just spend a turn getting Realm, and then assuming Realm doesn't get destroyed, you can then start, like, playing the game. And I think that's what feels so bad. I think what we are going to do, we are going to make a couple of changes. I think Estrom barely comes up, whereas Wilhel comes up a lot. So I think I prefer 3 Wilhel. I think outside of that, I'm okay with this so far. I think I do prefer that setup, though. Monarch's best deck. We have been on a roller coaster today, I see. I mean, we've had some good and some bad. I would say overall, we're probably... I think we are positive. I think we have won more games than we've lost. But not by much. You locked in? Yeah, all we had to do was make sure our opponent used their skill incorrectly. That's all it took. And then we managed to smash it. Oh, we got a Mexican player. Let's see what they got for us. Ooh. Back to back. Oh, it's not actually Aqua. It's not actually Aqua. Let's see what happens. And it's Mimi, not Emi as well. I take it. I take it back. I hate this deck. I hate it. Alright. I mean, it's maybe even a little bit greedy not to tribute here, but... Average Portugal player. Feels bad, man. Neos contact draw. Oh, we're going to get rolled by Neos. Glue Monarch. I mean, kind of. I will say, to this deck's credit, this deck has had me using my brain more than a lot of other decks, right? I think the thing that makes it feel really bad is you're putting in extra effort and not getting the reward out of it, right? Whereas when you play a deck like Music Princess, you have to do a little bit of thinking. Again, I don't want to pretend that Music Princess is like the hardest deck in the world. It's really not. But you do have to use a little bit of brain power. And then you get rewarded by the deck being really strong. This deck, I feel like you have to use a bit more brain power, and then you get rewarded with the deck being okay. And I'm like, could the deck be strong? Like, could we reward the amount of effort put in? But no. What is the hardest deck to play in Rush? In Duel Links, none of them are like crazy difficult, if we're being honest. And again, even in OCG, none of them are like crazy difficult. I would say the hardest deck is probably... It's tricky. It's really tricky. Because it depends how you equate difficulty, right? Is difficulty the amount of different lines that you have available? Because in that case, it could be maybe even this deck. Or it could be maybe... probably Music Princess. But then you could also say that difficulty is like, how many ways do you have to play through your opponent's interruption? And then it comes into like, okay, now you can summon cards to feel if they do have a trap card. And then your deck needs to be able to play through that trap card, but only if you play in a certain way. So like, that's another form of difficulty. All right, we'll drop Pog. We will reveal the mighty Wilhel. We'll grab out Emperor's Realm. We'll activate Realm. Then, I mean, I guess we just have to go Wilhel. No delay. Okay. See, this is where it gets annoying, because I can pop one of these, but I can't pick which one. Which is just irritating. So... We probably just summon Wilhel and attack over it. Maybe he won't read. I mean, he'll take less damage if he if he pops the Neos, right? Because now he loses 300 health. I could have done it the other way and popped both, but I want to keep him in my hand. Alright, let's see what he's got. Music Princess doesn't even reach the toes of the smarts of Monarch Smartness. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, I was thinking Music Princess. It's like you're thinking how much you will let your opponent pop their own cards. You are thinking for them. Yeah, it's a weird one. So the line I could have done there is I could have gone Mega Star Monarch Astrome. He protects one, I pop the other. Then we go Wilhel, pop the other. We get a direct attack for 28. That's the other line we had. But it's like, is that better than maintaining 3 back row, having the live Shady, and doing 2,400 less damage? I don't know, man. As someone who loves maximum monsters, enjoys the Maddox's cards, and passing interest in Monarch, I'm so happy that deck good box. I mean, like I said, I've never been... Ooh. I think we have to just let that go. Now, the downside is, if he just has, like, a couple of secret orders, we are just dead. Like, Neos is fine. Alright, this is 3,000 damage. That's 5,100 damage. So if he sets a back row, we are dead. So I think we have to Shady here. Alright. Okay. We are alive. The hardest thing in Rush, in my opinion, is doing the math when the cards aren't on the field yet. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those weird ones where when you get into some of the OCG decks, there does become a lot more options, right? So it becomes like, all right, in my opinion, the hardest decks in Rush, again, in OCG, is when there are options upon options upon options, and you don't know what those options are yet. So you have to try and plan ahead based on things that haven't happened yet. So it's like, all right, I'm going to use this. This is going to mill 3 cards. If I mill what I need to, I can then do this and this and this and this and this. And depending on what you are going to mill or what you are going to draw off of draw spells and mill cards, changes the order you should do things in to make it optimal. So then it becomes a lot of like, all right, well, statistically, I'm more likely to mill a light monster, so I should play around it as if I'm going to get a light monster, right? But again, it's weird, right? I don't think you matter too much right now, so we'll summon you out. Is there a delay? No delay. All right, we'll go Wilhel immediately. Activate Wilhel. Hero Descent. Pop Hero's Descent. Okay. So now we can summon out Zeus and get an extra effect off of Zeus. What is going to be the best way to approach this? We're going to give him back a spell card, which is never really great, but it's going to be necessary. We have 3 normals. That's going to go into that. If that's going into that, that means I need to pop one of his monsters, which is not too bad. What are we getting back? Are we getting back a mini? We could get back a mini. I don't think getting back a mini helps me a ton. Either way, I need a mini and a mega. So we're probably going to get back the middle Astrome. Okay. We'll go Hebe. Reveal this. We'll take Astrome here. Tribute to summon. Activate the effect. Pop you. Then... what's the best way to do this? We'll go Hebe. Activate the effect. Put back 1, 2. Add a card to our hand. Grab you back. Tribute over. Summon a Strom. Activate a Strom. Pop you out the way. Tribute over you to summon you. Activate your effect. We're going to give him back another back row, so I don't necessarily want to flip that up. So with that in mind, we're probably going to hit a back row. Then we can go into Zeus. We'll put you and you back. Okay, gets him back the Cirque. Grab Wilhel. Activate the effect. There's no reason to not flip this up, right? Activating that doesn't do anything, so then we just go battle. Okay, I don't know... Oh, yeah, so what we could have done is we could have used Curse of the Rising Light to change the battle position of Freed, and then that would have meant there was one less spell trap, so we did an extra 400 damage. So we had lethal if we had the foresight to do that. Alright, let's try and catch up with chat while we can. How's Monarch treating you? It's been so-so. So-so, I think. Someone magically give me like 10k gems so I can build max stocks? No. Do I need Levianeer on Glutachion? Yeah, that's why skills just adding shit to your hand. Is game breaking Rush because that goes against how Rush was made. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't think it's game breaking, but it's very game warping for sure. It's a good card, so I play it. Hello, Hunter. Welcome, welcome. Is it needed? Realistically, no. Zeus on Rush duels. I know, it's crazy. Okay, thanks. Rush was made with the idea of Graveyard as a second hand being core to the identity of the game. That's a consequence of future game design. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Do you remember what the new Tachyon skill name is? Something Galaxy Ice Tachyon something. If you open the counter trap, it's tier 0 and second turn right. Turn off all effect with Neo Galaxy. Not always, but it's good to open traps so you can reveal from the hand while the opponent can stop breakup. Have you had many Aqua matches? We have. The issue is, most of our Aqua opponents have just been bad players, so we haven't been, like, punished much. So I think we've lost against 2 Aqua, but I think one of them was a real Aqua player, and the other one we had lethal and we misclicked. Like, we summoned the wrong vassal, but we had lethal. It's like here we had lethal, but we didn't lose because of a misclick. We missed because we weren't locked in, right? We didn't fully plan our play out ahead of time. Okay. So step 1, we'll just drop an Overrush. Does it make much of a difference? We'll put these 2 back. That one. That's probably the wrong one to pick, actually, but it is what it is. We'll summon out Hebe. No delay. Activate Hebe. Put these two back. Aqua counters this pretty well. Aqua also counters Sidra pretty well. Also counters RB pretty well. Aqua is out here throwing hands. Aqua is just a very good deck. I don't even really need you. We'll grab you, I think. Alright. We'll tribute this to summon this. Activate the effect. Activate the skill. Reveal. Grab this out. Okay. I'm pretty sure we had it there. Because all we had to do... I was trying to find a way that we could just rip apart all of his back row. But if he had a trap card, I don't think we could have. And that is the big pivotal point of this deck that is frustrating, right? If your opponent has one card that they just need to keep. So if it's a trap card... or if it's a big monster, you have no way to get rid of it unless you get rid of every other card they have, because the best way we have to get rid of it is to force them to pop it. So either we go Mega Estrom, and then we say, all right, you need to pick a card, I get to pop something else. So they'll pick either their trap card or their big monster, and we don't get to pop it. Or we summon Mega Wilhel, and then our opponent gets to choose which card they get rid of. So if they just have one card that is the pivotal part of their strategy that we need to get rid of to guarantee lethal or to break their board, as long as they have other cards around it, we can't deal with it. And that is very frustrating. Because right now, I don't think we have any way to force it, right? We don't have... I mean, we could play stuff like TSA, but I don't think that works very well in this sort of deck. For the back row, we at least have... Overrush, right? We can use Overrush. You running Freed? We are running Freed. That is the one saving grace. But it's an unsearchable one-of, right? We can't even get it back from the graveyard. So it's tricky. But yeah, we are on Freed. I'll show you the deck if you want, Manicus. This is the list we're on at the moment. I don't know if this is like the best version of it, but this is what we've been on. I have to admit, I really like Replacer. Replacer has given us plays when we otherwise would have bricked, which feels really nice. And this deck is a bit resource hungry, so being able to get extra resources is really nice. Obviously, Curse is just really good, especially in resource heavy decks. Hey, Cyclone, welcome on in. We'll give a shout out to Cyclone. Maybe then, do I have an exclamation mark Cyclone yet? I don't think I do. I really need to go through and just make loads more commands. I'm just really lazy. There you go, Cyclone. You can have a shout out. But yeah, I think this has felt good to me. There's nothing immediately that I go, this is missing this, that I have access to now and I can just put in. A Replacer is good. I'm using 3 Curse so that I can beat Aqua easier, and the extra cards help sometimes. I mean, that's fair. I think Aqua is always going to be a weird matchup. At least we can play Widespread, because Widespread is good into Aqua, and it's good into D-Linker decks. So, Galaxy Vassal is ass. I've actually found this to be pretty good. Like, unironically, we use this, give our opponent a guy, and then we go Estrom, pop the guy. That just feels really good. The issue is, it doesn't come up as much as you would like it to. So it can feel a bit wonky, depending on the matchup especially. If your opponent only plays, or if your opponent just plays a large surplus of normal monsters, it also makes it really difficult. I mean, we'll save that one. That was a good replay. Alright, we go again. Yeah, I think this deck has gotten more fun the more I've played it. But I don't think the deck has gotten any better. I don't think it's suddenly getting stronger because it's getting more fun. I think it's just getting more fun. Euro Goha. Whoa. It's fun when it works. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. And again, we just never want to go first with this deck. Going first just always feels awful. It's like playing Aqua. We're just going to turn 1. Drop Ritra. Okay. What's the hand? Like another reactor or another actor and then another fusion? Okay. Lots of cards. Only normal monsters in the graveyard, which makes everything I'm trying to do a lot harder. So we have to just do this now. We grab this. We need to get a level 4 into the graveyard. I mean, we don't need to, but I want to. There is one. We'll go Star Replacer. Bring this out. You're not really doing anything for me, so I guess we're going to set you. Oh, actually, I need to make sure I get enough lights in the graveyard. So I have to set this. Okay. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. And there's a delay. I mean, that's not the end of the world, because we still have the Freed as backup. There has to be... Oh, it's Riding. Riding's fine. I actually think we go Freed first. Right, we know this has got to have 500 defense. So we just swing with this. And then we just get him for 17. Okay, not awful. Not awful. Skill should have made it so you can use vassals as 1 tribute. Ooh, that's tasty. The thing is, the Monarch cards are quite high value. Because they -1 your opponent every time you summon them. Which is something not other... Like, other bosses don't tend to do that. So I don't know if that's too much value, if you're able to do that. Can we get full power Monarchs, please? No. Because the issue is, full power Monarchs is such like a lame-ass deck, man. It's so lame. Riding became real, I guess. More and more people run it nowadays. I mean, I guess. The thing is, it's on ladder, right? So you've got to always take it with a pinch of salt. Ladder players are usually not the best. The shit you see in ladders typically doesn't fly in tournament settings. Okay. Well, I mean, that's a rank up, I guess. Woo. I guess we just go again. But yeah, Riding is a weird one. There are some matchups where Riding has just always been pretty good. But it's like, is it good overall? It's like, kinda. 2 Metarian back-to-back, eh? Let's see if this one can actually play his deck or not. We're going second, which is ideal. That is what we want. Alright. The old set 3? The old set 4. Okay. That's Star Replacer. This hand is not doing any more digging, so we're just going to go straight into the Emperor Aura. We'll reveal that we have Wilhel. Go ahead and grab Emperor Realm. Activate. Hopefully we get level 4 or lower into the graveyard, which we do. Then we'll go Star Replacer, see if there's a delay. No delay. Activate Replacer. It doesn't really make a difference. We'll grab back Freed. Why not? Now we will just tribute over the Freed. Is that what we're doing? Yes. Activate the effect. I mean, I guess that's fine. Not really a lot I could do about it, so... Tribute to summon. Activate the effect. So now he just sends a normal monster to the graveyard. There's not really a lot we can do about influencing that. Yeah. I mean, this could attack over and kill one. I don't think it's worth it. I think we just set a bunch of cards. Schmack. Alright. Let's see what he's got. Okay. I mean, nothing we can do about this. He gets his 3+2. The scary thing is, he hasn't used his skill yet. So if he has another one, he could do another +2. And +4, kind of broken. Okay, what are you doing with this? Are you going to pop my back row, is the question. Popping the back row is probably correct. Especially if you have another actor and another fusion. Okay, hits the back row, gets the Overrush Storm. It's kind of whatever. Glaciosaurus. Okay. And Serpenta. Is this it? Or, no, Tribute. We're going to Tribute for leading. Okay. I was going to say, I was a bit worried there that was it. Alright. Seeing Arc Surge gone is real nice. So the question now is, do we just grab back another actor? No, we are going to go for Vritristar. Is that worth? I mean, maybe. It comes down to what the last two are. If the last two cards in hand is another fusion and another actor, that's super gross. Alright, Vritristar comes down. I would really like it if you could flip up the one that has slightly more attack points. Sends actor to the graveyard. That's a bit of a weird play, but okay. Activate Vritristar. He does flip up the one that's more beneficial to me. Activate Star Restart. So we're going to go for a full Matarian. But then you don't have any cards to discard. Okay, activates Fusion. Okay. So are we going to summon it back? We are going to bring back in defense. Then we're going to flip this up. I mean, this is fine. We lose 5,000 health, which is not great. Just getting punished for having low attack monsters, I guess. The problem is that we basically now start this duel on 1,000 life points. That is the issue. Outside of that, this isn't actually too bad. Because he's not got many resources. Although none of these three do a ton to help me. You're not going to be particularly useful. Maybe you will be, but it has to be after we already summon out another one. So we use the skill. What is the order we have to do this in? This is going to be tricky. We could use that to get back another one. Of which in the graveyard we don't actually have any. That's yikes. That means I think we need another big Monarch from deck. But then that... How we do this is so awkward. Kept the 1 level 5 Wilhel. Tribute the 2 face downs for level 8 Wilhel. I mean, with the power of hindsight, yeah, but you don't expect your opponent to just flip 2 of them up and attack. Like, not even this deck typically does that a lot. We'd have to tribute that to summon that. Use its effect, send 1. Summon, use the effect, get it back. Tribute, pop. Tribute that for another big. Where does this line end, though? Get that back. I'd need to have... That gets into that again. And then the last big has nowhere to go. I'd need another mini, which I can't get access to. Alright, let's go for this. I'm going to start out with this play. We're going to tribute this. We're going to summon this. We're going to activate the effect. We're going to summon out Gale. Activate Gale. Activate the skill. Reveal a Strom. Summon Hebe. Activate Hebe. Grab Wilhel. Activate a Strom. Activate a Strom. Activate Wilhel. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we Monarch to a win. Oh, that felt good. See, that turns like that, right? I'm using my brain. I'm thinking. The plays are really cool. The lines felt awesome. That was great. Now, there is a caveat, which is that only worked because my opponent spun down his board into just 3 cards, right? Because he had 3 cards, I could take advantage of that. If he didn't do that, then it becomes a bit trickier. He also did leave me with a level 8 monster, which does make the plays a lot easier. So, it's a tricky one. It is a very, very tricky one. I don't know. I don't know how I feel with this deck. I really like it. When it works, it's so much fun. It's so much fun when it comes together. Like, it's so much fun when it comes together. But how often is it going to come together? That's the tricky. Oh, I have such a love-hate relationship with this deck. Not many decks make me feel like this. Not many decks make me feel like this. I feel the same when I play the Chicken, and that's the problem. Music Princess and Aqua, no think Unga. I do think Music Princess does require a little bit of brain power, just not as much, right? After playing this deck, again, I'm still not used to this deck, whereas I am very used to Music Princess. So you kind of just know all the lines of Music Princess, but there is usually, like, you have to do things in a certain order to make everything unfold exactly as you need it to. The issue is the more you play a deck, the less that matters, because you now know all of the lines, so you don't have to think about them. It's like, when I've played this deck 100 games, I will probably know all of the lines, right? So it's not going to be as brain intensive. Like there, I had to like pause, I had to think. I was like, if I do this, into this, into this, and then that does that, where does that end up? What do I have on the board? What's going to be where? How many things is he going to have left? Whereas once I'm used to the deck, I won't have to do that anymore, right? Yeah, Music Princess requires a bit of brain, but you can just ungrab under a bit. Sometimes you just need to make that mill happen. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Every deck kind of does something similar. But it comes down to how familiar you are with the deck as well. I think that is something. So, with that being said, it doesn't look like anyone is streaming right now. So we are probably not going to be reading into one. But that is going to be... the camera's gone. That is going to be the end of the stream. We have hit 4 o'clock. We did run a little bit over, but not by too much. This was fun! Like, we started off dooming, right? We were like, oh, this deck doesn't feel very great. But I think that comes down to us just drawing bad. If you just draw good, deck feel good. Again, how good is this going to be in a competitive setting? Not as confident in that, if I'm being completely honest. But ladder setting is still a ton of fun. Definitely coggable deck. 100% coggable. But then again, you can cog with just about anything. But that's going to be it for today. We will be back again tomorrow in the evening for the Vrains Watch Along. That is the next thing we're going to be doing. Then on Thursday, we're probably going to be doing our first impression tier list. So that's going to be the foreseeable future. Sunday, we almost certainly won't be streaming. So unfortunately, we are going to be too busy this week to deal with that. But thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye!